Anyways, God, we really started this off great. People, Ganja gonna stick a stick all up in Alan's Teen Titans Go face because that's a phrase.
I'm gonna get real close, Alan.
Some wonderful terminology there. Jed, why do you hang out with us?
I like having fun.
Thank you. Wow, that was actually a compliment.
No, she's laughing because we're fighting in the docks right now.
Oh, are you seriously?
She's trying to write some shit, so I'm just stopping her preemptively. Fuck it.
Okay,
we're
no,
not even gonna pretend.
and everyone already knows what we're gonna be talking about. Let me just show you guys what the fuck's going on here, okay?
We're just straight showing you the docks. Fuck it.
Seriously, I mean, look. You just step jet or stop jet, okay? Return.
Yeah, I know how to spell. You don't know how to read.
Spider-Man 3: The Return of Iron Man. Honestly, yeah, that might actually happen. I would not be fucking.
Iron Man was a scroll the whole time.
I knew it.
That would be the honestly. That I would walk out of the movie.
I gotta text Corey. You guys continue talking.
Okay, so we'll keep shooting the shit. People are entering the chat right now. Take it off the fucking dock, though. At least put it back on our faces.
Please.
No, it is.
He's gone.
It's literally on your face right now.
Oh, my bad. Hi.
Wow, I'm not even paying attention.
You just scared every child that might have been watching this show.
What?
What?
Any like 12-year-olds that were watching the show just got terrified and ran away.
What 12-year-olds are watching our fucking show?
I don't know. We had like a 16-year-old once, and that terrified us.
Why? How fucking high are you? It makes no goddamn sense.
Corey, this is never gonna end.
Anyways, so people, we are here. The chat tech. I'm done texting Corey. Apparently, he did some talk about Watchmen. We'll talk about that too. We're talking about lots of things tonight, man. There's gonna be so much fucking trailers. Holy shit!
Comic-Con has been sending up. Comic-Con has been sending up shit. Honestly, they're sending shit now. Like as we speak, shit is being released.
Yeah. So we might actually go back and just check it out a little bit more. Like, I know that more people probably in the chat are gonna be like, "Yo, did you guys hear about this fucking thing?" Blah blah. And oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, anyone in the chat that's watching any of the streams, if something drops mid, just send it. Like literally, just text us, "Hey, Marvel just released this bullshit," and we'll fucking talk.
Make sure to tell us if the fucking logo is bad or not, because I'm gonna go ahead and say 90% of these logos are absolutely awful.
Well, let's talk about it now. I'm not even gonna fucking wait for anything. People, what is
just straight donkey punch to the top?
These are all awful.
Look at this. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So apparently,
like a fucking funhouse fucking ride.
It reminds me of that one arcade game where you would just like fight the clown. And you had to fight either like zombie clowns or like guys like that were pretending to throw the not machine guns, but like the chainsaws up in the air. You had to like shoot the chainsaw before it falls.
You just know House of the Dead.
It was basically a House of the Dead clone, but it was a carnival themed one, and that's basically the vibe I was getting.
And the thing is, it's like I think I was reading in the chat somewhere that this is trying to be a H.P. Lovecraft or something like that in the mouth of madness. And I think that's what the game for. But the only reason that, like, yeah, the title's kind of but the one thing I'm interested about it is maybe they're going to finally explore the multiverses they created in Endgame and actually get some explanation for some of the bullshit they did that the movie just forgets about.
And you said H.P. Lovecraft?
I think so.
I wonder if they're going to have his cat's name in there.
Nope. We don't talk about the cat. By the way, I don't like H.P. Lovecraft. And it's not because of the cat, but the cat doesn't help.
I'm looking over here too.
Don't look up the cat, Nick. Just don't.
No, I'm not. But like this fucking thing over here, Thor, Love and Thunder. Like just stay on the top of the logos. This shit's so
that sounds like some cheap ass NBC show.
Like the logo looks fine, but the name is absolutely atrocious.
No, the logo looks awful. It was the Key-Man in the fucking Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, apparently.
No, like the logo itself is fine. It's just the name I can't. Love and fucking Thunder. Boo.
Now, if they called it Thunder Love, that probably would have been a bit better.
No, I would not.
What? Motherfucker, what?
Thunder Love, fuck it.
Target. We're
it
talking
about
about
way better
how
than Love and Thunder.
Oh, fuck that. That was a discount fucking opinion. Walmart.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Walmart's discount opinion.
Great value. There ain't no value.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Cheap ass
Thunder
shit.
Love, you see? Fucking Ruthless gets it.
Yeah, no, but I'm looking over here too. They're saying like it sounds like a hair metal cover. It looks like a hair metal cover, man. Like,
it looks like He-Man in the Masters of the Universe, like fucking like promo art. Like it doesn't look good.
Yeah, Max is saying that he sees there's gonna be lots of run in this discussion. Here's the thing. I'm gonna let you go. Actually, I know it's gonna hurt numbers. I don't give a fuck. I gotta just bring this up. People, I know it's Comic-Con. I know everyone's like all high on the Comic-Con fever, but I'm gonna let y'all know about 90% of what's gonna be said tonight is gonna be anti-you. I'm sorry, but my God, you guys need to start
like
fucking.
80% of it's gonna be from Nick.
We're basically the Mysterio speech from the new Homecoming movie.
95% of it is gonna be me getting real fucking tired of Disney.
Yeah, and Marvel.
Uh,
and
No,
any of
Disney,
this
like
silly
Marvel
shit.
is part of Disney, so I'm
I'm-
tired of fucking Disney.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point where I'm being frustrated with the low bar that the MCU seems to just love to just sit at and not actually want to ever do anything more.
Let me see. JP saying Nick Picker's going to be an arsehole. No, I'm not going to be an arsehole. I'm going to be an asshole. But
We're proud Americans. What are you talking about here?
But it's like, it's one of those things too, though. I'm looking at you guys in the chat, and I know there's like, oh, you got here, I'm gonna be wrong again. But it's like, listen, many times I'll even sit back and even say, okay, my opinion's probably wrong. I'm gonna see what you guys are coming from, and put myself in your shoes. But even putting myself in your shoes, if you all in this chat, and I've seen you all do this before, where it's like, man, DC's stupid, man, that logo for Justice League is dumb, all this stupid comedy thing is dumb. You motherfuckers today, officially hypocrites. I'm sorry, but Marvel's not doing
Hypocrites.
not a fucking thing different now. And I mean, literally, it's not even slightly fucking debatable. This is like insulting. I'm used to be a Marvel fan. One of my favorite movies ever is the first Iron Man, and like I gotta tell you, dude, I'm sick of getting slapped in my fucking face. Like this is bullshit.
I'm sick of being told that I'm supposed to accept the mediocre Spider-Man movie in a year, in like a 6-month period when we had one of the best animated feature, well, literally one best animated feature of Into the Spider-Verse, which is 100 times better than both Homecoming and Far From Home. So it's like, no, I'm not gonna accept this. I'm not accepting this anymore.
I mean, look at this alphabet soup fucking logo for Loki. What the fuck
Dude.
is that, dude?
Do you remember when you fucking ever watch those crime shows and they'll be like, bring yada yada to this undisclosed location, and they cut out like fucking like newspaper clippings
Mhm.
So
to
basically,
make the words?
like kidnapping font.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like they took a bunch of like the L from Metal Gear, the O from Hugo, the K from Killer Instinct, and the I from some other fucking thing, and just did it all together. I'm like, what am I watching?
These fucking graphic design is my fucking passion. Ass logos like this. Like I think Loki's is honestly the absolute worst. Like this one looks so
Hawkeye's way
fucking
worse.
nasty.
No, but look at this. Like, for one, like, look at the top of the K on the top right. It's like, did you guys forget to add a piece? Did someone get the eraser tool
The
on
K
Photoshop?
from Killer Instinct. Fuck it.
Yeah, and then like that eye, it's just like, dude, it's like you guys broke glass and then like had some kids make a puzzle. Oh, I forgot to bring this up. Hawkeye, and now you know, man, I gotta find.
I
that
still
fucking
don't know if
logo.
that's true.
Hawkeye
Like,
is the
I'm-
worst one.
I don't know if that's true. That's why I can't give it the worst one yet because like I don't know if that's real.
Yeah.
It was on the official Marvel
All right,
page.
a Hawkeye one legit looks like something you would see from like an app company or someone that has like, oh, I got this new app, man. It finds cabs and shit. It's called Hawkeye.
Yeah, and like
It
some of
finds
these,
archers in the area for you to fight.
and some of these I can't believe are real. Like this Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings.
That one is actually not bad. I actually like that one.
that one's actually the best one out of all these.
Yeah.
Mostly because they're not doing any extra shit. The Loki one, the Hawkeye one. Okay, if the Hawkeye one's real, that one's the worst. The Loki and the Hawkeye one, absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
The
like,
Hawkeye
here's-
one is not even I don't know why that bothers me, but it's not capitalized.
No, it's not even-
that
they
shouldn't
didn't
body
carry
me, but
enough.
it
They didn't carry
Who's
enough.
asking for Hawkeye?
By the way,
Who?
this logo, we know we all have this free logo on our computer.
Did Kayak sell this logo? Is this like a crossover promotion?
and I'm
Like,
like
It's
it's
Ariel.
throwing me off because the fucking A is supposed to be a target, but they did it so weird that it looks like an electron diagram. I'm like,
Oh, sorry, I
wait,
picked
is
the
this
wrong button.
is he supposed to be like atomizing? No, it's a target. I'm like, that looks like an electron with spheres around. I'm like, oh my god, what is this logo?
No, here's the thing. I was gonna look for the font because there's a font. I've used this font before, and I'm gonna show it right now. It's Verdana. If you look on the right side, it looks like Verdana.
Goddamn, Allie.
Shut the
What?
fuck up!
Okay, that's
This is
what are
Verdana.
you talking about?
This is Hawkeye, and then this is the font. I believe is the same Verdana. I don't know if you can see this.
No,
on your,
I mean, I'm looking it up. Maybe.
So also apparently just right now, Trey said Trey in our chat basically says that MCU X-Men is announced and it's in the development.
Oh, we
Which
did
is-
that already.
Oh.
It's fine.
Nope. I said this after Dark Phoenix, and I stand by my words. I am never watching another X-Men movie ever.
Alan,
I don't care if the next Avengers calls me out and says, watch this fucking movie. I ain't doing it.
Alan.
I've watched too many garbage X-Men movies, in some cases in a fucking row.
Sweet
that
baby
I'm-
Alan. Sweet baby
No.
Alan.
There's literally nothing that'll make me get into that theater.
I got cocaine, Alan.
Yeah, and when I get an official page or whatever the fuck from that, whatever, I'll make sure to show it. But it's just like, yeah, it's one of these things where I'm just like, we're just on logos right now, people, and I'm just kind of like, yikes.
These are bad.
I mean, Hawkeye, I think, is easily the worst one. Like, as I'm looking over here, I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely the very fucking worst one. I mean, there's another one that, once again, people tell me if you think this is real or not. I don't think it is. But the Wanda one, yeah, WandaVision.
WandaVision is real. It's on the official
That's
Marvel
a-
Twitter.
Dumb. Like it's either like their logos are bad, but the
they're
name's
dumb.
fine. Like the names are bad, but the logo's fine, or a combination of both.
It's just like, dude, this was rushed.
Fucking WandaVision. Who the fuck asked for that? Like you know what? I might just kill somebody tonight.
Look, the thing about WandaVision is it does look kind of cool. I'm not sure if they're going for like a cardiogram or something, or they just wanted to have cursive writing. The name is stupid. I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, is he supposed to be evil? I'm not sure exactly what they're going for with this weird like red Terminator like fucking lighting.
Well, that's her color. That's her power.
Yeah, but it's like, are they gonna show she's like, I don't know. That looks like a very sinister logo. Like when I first see him, like sinister, something like
It's
that's
gonna
gonna
be
be
sinister
evil.
because it's fucking bad.
I guess.
But yeah, you know, and JP was correcting Jet. We're saying like, yeah, Hawkeye does have a fan base. I think all these characters have a fan base. I just don't think that those things match up to having.
I'm sure. I'm sure the 10 people in his fan base are really looking forward to this movie.
Look,
Well, here's the
It's
thing.
a-
I
it's a-
wish. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's like he does have a fan base, but it's a Marvel Studios. It's gonna be on Disney Plus, which means it's again as soon as you have Marvel and Disney, people are gonna watch it as a result of association. So you are gonna get it's probably gonna break records when it drops. Whether or not people watch that second episode is whether or not it's any good or not. Because the thing with television shows is like when the Netflix shows were getting bad, like when Luke Cage, people were like, "What the hell?" That was quick. Iron Fist was quick. People were like, "What is this?" And people got tired of the Netflix shows really quickly. So it's like they'll get tired of this shit really quickly if it's not good.
Hawkeye's the most boring fucking Avenger. Like they're not gonna want to watch him for that fucking long if he does good Netflix series. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, we already have Arrow. Like, who wants to watch Hawkeye?
Yeah.
See, I
And the
don't
thing
even
is,
mind
it's like-
watching Hawkeye because like the thing is, like, it's one of the situations where we haven't even seen enough of Hawkeye anyway. So it's like this is our chance to finally learn about this character. That's why
Exactly.
I'm like, I totally understand them doing shows based on characters that didn't get their shot in Endgame or Infinity War because there's so many characters to even build off of. You know what I mean?
I mean, Nick, to jump on your point, I'm gonna throw them a branch. Like when it comes to the movies, go fuck yourself. Every show they announced, I'm going to watch and I want to watch because I've been saying this for months to almost
Till
a
they get
year now.
canceled.
Well, yeah, it's Disney. Okay. But I'm gonna watch it anyway. I've been saying this for almost a year at this point. Television is a much better medium to tell stories, and honestly, at this point, I'm going to watch all of them, and I hope that they're good. I hope that they're better and do better representation and have a better tone than the fucking MCU does. Because at this point, I don't like the fucking MCU's tone anymore, and I'm sick of their tone. So hopefully, the television shows are better. Because like Captain America and the Winter Soldier looks really like. I want to see them because I like both those actors. WandaVision, maybe it'll be good. Hawkeye, yeah, fuck it. I love Arrow. I'll watch another show with a bow if it's cool. Like, I do want to watch all these shows.
Yeah, so you know how that's gonna
Fucking
go?
bore.
You know how that's gonna go? You're gonna be sitting in your chair watching Hawkeye, and you're just gonna be like, "Man, I wish I was watching Arrow right now."
I mean, when it comes out, I probably will be watching Arrow at the same time. If it
That's what I'm
comes out
saying.
around
This man's a
November.
whore for the bow and arrow, Jet. It doesn't matter.
One big thing to bring up
This guy-
too. This will be the last logo that we're gonna touch on really quick. I know, like, man, this long about logos, guys, but like to be honest, like these are kind of like probably the most important part, you know, versus like, I mean, oh, another thing too. I forgot to even bring this up. God damn. Apparently, there's a What If show. That's
Yes,
coming
the
out.
Marvel What Ifs, which I don't know what crack addict said, you know what, we're doing a Marvel What If show.
Yeah, and by the way, like I could have just been using this the whole fucking time, but like over here again, Black Widow. Like, I get that. I actually get that, but this is a movie, so you know, I don't know. It's a cool logo, I guess, for a movie, but it's just kind of like it's
Yeah,
pretty
Ruther
basic.
doesn't like it. I don't hate it. It just, I don't know why. They call me crazy. Does that remind you of the Mission Impossible logo?
Oh, what? The newest
The
one?
Black Widow.
No, I know, but like the last Mission Impossible movie, the what's it called? Rogue. something-
Fallout.
Fallout. Yeah, it definitely does. That weird.
It just,
steel
yeah, I don't know.
gold.
Every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, hey, a new Mission Impossible movie, Black Widow.
But this is the last thing I'm gonna bring up too, and this where we can actually touch on a lot. But Blade. Looking forward to this because of the news surrounding it. I do think I was laughing at first when Alan told me because I was like, Mahershala Ali, what the fuck? Now I'm thinking, you know what? That could actually turn out pretty well. I mean, better than Wesley Snipes. You know what I mean? But
I don't know because it's one of those things where I think Mahershala Ali is probably one of the best working actors, 100%. I think if this was a television show, I'm sold. 100% perfect. Even a Netflix show, fuck it. If you're making it as good as Punisher, I'm fucking sold. The fact that this is gonna be a movie really bugs me because it's like, one, we're not gonna get. It's not gonna be as good as like the first one. We're never gonna get an R rating. Go fuck yourself if you think that. Two, the tone that they have with all their jokey stuff, it's like we're not gonna get as the gothic tone that we got with the fucking Blade movies. We're just gonna get something that pretends to be dark and then has a shit or bathroom joke halfway fucking.
I don't know why,
Like,
but just from the logo, I feel like they're not gonna do that one. It's gonna be more that futuristic kind of like rave vibe. Because one of the things that Blade did is they introduced like their own like vampire language, which was just like this cool like '90s symbolism of just like very like kind of almost like tribalistic
Yeah.
patterns. And it kind of looks that's what they're doing with the title here. So I have a feeling like might be like vampire watchdogs to a certain extent. Because one of the things that the vampires did in Blade, and in the second one, you remember this, they were the head of all the tech companies and all that other shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just try to take on a lot of stuff from like the hacker culture and shit.
The thing is, Guillermo del Toro was like, he was heavily involved in those movies, so that's why you got such crazy world building. With this, we're not going to have that level of incredible, and at the same time, it's like the best case scenario is this becomes like Black Panther. I think Black Panther is like people love it, but like I think it's underrated in its world building. That's one of the honestly to me, outside of the first Iron Man, it has the best world building I've seen in a movie because it showcases what it's like to be an average person in Wakanda. I love like the only thing I wanted right before that movie came out, I was like, yo, give me what's it like to walk in Wakanda? Like, what's it like for the average Joe just chilling and just doing stuff? And they had that scene with like the marketplace that people were cooking and selling stuff, and then holograms and flying cars. I'm like, okay, perfect. That movie had so much world building and did so well. And then it's like now I don't know if they're gonna like the best case scenario is we have another Black Panther. I don't know if it's gonna go that way. I think it's gonna just be jokey and just not have a good tone.
Yeah, for me, it's just like I understand if it's gonna be joking. I actually understand. I'm fine with that, and I'm not. But it's like, dude, it's vampires, and like when I first watched the first Blade, and people were like dancing, and doing that really awful fucking beginning, it was like, this is kind of rough. You know what I mean? Like, granted, I didn't watch it when it first came out. I watched it way later, so like it was already dated and aged pretty badly by then. So it's just like me comparing whatever it's going to come out eventually versus back then. It's like it's really not too hard to like do something better. So that's why I'm kind of like, let's see what happens with it. Jet, as far as Blade goes, the logo, and just your overall expectations, what do you feel about this?
Don't like the logo. But I mean, like, it's been a while since I've seen like the actual Blade movie, so maybe it does fit. Who knows? Mahershala Ali actually being Blade, I don't mind that. I honestly think he's a great actor, and I think he actually can pull this off. I mean, I really wasn't a fan of fucking Green Book at all, and I thought that was a terrible decision on his part.
But it wasn't his fault, though, was it? Do you feel like it was his fault? Because
he could have chose not to take that part.
Okay. I just, for me, like when I watched that movie, it's like he kind of stole the show a little bit in certain areas.
He stole the show, yeah, because like, yeah, he's a great actor, but the thing is, like, it was still bad script.
Yeah, and just bad purpose, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have any problems with Blade, honestly. Like, I do like Wesley Snipes. Like, I don't have a problem with him. Like, if he came back, would I still watch the new Blade movie? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was with Wesley Snipes, I know right now he's like the number one thing trending. Trey told us in the call earlier, and it's like, I don't know, people are saying, man, what the fuck you want Wesley Snipes? Because I'm telling you, like,
make him the villain.
Yeah, why not?
Actually, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah,
that'd be great. No. Double down, super hard. I don't know. Got to correct me wrong. How many blades are there in like the comic universe? Have that new Blade, old Blade. Fuck it.
You want him to come show up with an afro?
I mean, fuck it, dude.
Like, this motherfucker came, like, he had like a disco outfit at one point.
Well, so did Luke Cage, but they changed that up.
You know, to be honest, you know what's funny is that the regular Luke Cage in the comic books is so corny and so bad, but yet somehow realistic.
It was a product of the time, man.
No, I know, but like even the new Luke Cage, just looking at him, you're like, oh no, he's not as silly, and then he starts talking, and then the shit that happens, I'm like, oh my god, it's sillier than the comic book. Oh,
that was one of the things I kind of didn't like from the fucking Luke Cage show was he's supposed to be somewhat medicine. Like when he shows up in I forget Spiderweb, Web of Shadows, Parker's a little afraid of Luke Cage because he's like a stern dad. Like he would beat your ass.
Yeah. By the way, too, not to not respond to you or whatever, but Ruth has brought this up. That I think is great. He says, just make Wesley a Blade from a different universe, kind of like the multiverse in Spider-Man, whenever saying they're already doing multiverse work with having Doctor Strange getting involved and whatnot. And then not to mention, too, that I think they can play around with time as well as gyms or
I mean, shit,
Uh,
they did. Literally, like they've been doing that on the CW with the Flash and all that stuff. Is they've been getting actors from, they've been getting actors to do stuff. Like one of the Flashes in there is a Flash from the old TV series from like the '60s. So it's like there is precedent to do that. Shut up, Jet.
I'm so tired of time travel. I don't want it anymore.
But you can't escape it now. This is the franchise. Like,
I
that's
don't
the one
want
thing.
it anymore. I hate it.
Don't
I
worry,
hate
you want.
it.
At this point, I'm kind of with her. But again,
I'm with
if
her
they do
too,
something
but it's
creative
just-
with
yeah.
it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. JP saying, so you just don't like Luke Cage then? That's what it sounds like. No, I absolutely I don't. I like the world of Luke Cage and I love the
Are you
music.
trying to play our gotcha game, JP?
Yeah, JP's been fucking with me, huh?
Yeah, he does that all the time.
It's all good though. But I love JP. No.
I mean, again, I hope I'm wrong. Ruthless and Max are in the chat saying it's not going to go down joke path. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I get another Black Panther or another Winter Soldier, another Civil War. I hope I get another thing with that tone. But the last almost 4 movies in a row, I've had the same jokey ass tone. I'm like, I think that's a status quo. I hope I'm wrong. I 100%. I want to be wrong. I was wrong about Thanos, and I take that with fucking pride. They're also doing Fantastic Four, and I said this about Thanos, and I'm saying this about Galactus. That Galactus is a little bitch that they're never gonna get right in the movies, and I hope I'm wrong there too.
Well, Alan, let's
Wait,
go
how's
ahead.
Galactus a little bitch?
He is, dude. He looks so fucking stupid,
had
and
to
the
go
only
in
thing he has going for her is he's big. He's just a big.
I just had to
dude.
ask because the man's like a giant beast that eats worlds, Nick.
He's just a giant dude.
To be fair, Thanos started out pretty stupid too in the comic, Mister. I want to impress death.
And you're right. That's why I said he was a little bitch prior to Infinity War. My
let's
exact
do-
words were, "He's a little bitch. He'll never get right."
I'll agree with Alan in a sense too of like I don't like big characters because they did that with X-Men with Apocalypse and that was fucking stupid. But then another thing too, I hate to bring it to Transformers. Like it was people. There's so much shit going on right now. Like I'm trying not to even bring in Walking Dead too, but like that's another big fucking thing. And it's like I know I got to bring in Transformers, but Unicron was one of these really cool characters that's a planet eater. But it's like when you build a character that strong, it only gets fucking stupid afterwards. Like you can't. Like I know it's already dumb. Transformers is dumb as fuck. But like, come on, man, a planet eater. How the fuck are we gonna beat this dude? And then it's gonna be like, I don't know.
We'll
something...
do it by punching him. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
like what the fuck?
What
Like
the
shoot
fuck?
missiles at him. It's like he's a planet eater.
Like
missiles.
Like, and the thing is, not like he has like I don't know what Unicron's design is. Maybe he's cool. I don't fucking know. Galactus' design looks like a discount Sentinel. He doesn't look that interesting. He's just a big purple dude. That's why when they did it in fucking Fantastic Four, where they made a giant gas cloud, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. He's just a wandering gas cloud that eats things that sustain his size. I'm like, screw it. I can roll with that. He's just a weird creature. Making him a dude, so what? He could talk?
Yeah.
Fuck you, you loser.
And I hate uninspired bosses like that or main villains. Not to get too crazy, but since we're still in Marvel a little bit, we'll just do this last little bit here. In the games, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they had the boss where I think it's Ultron or like an upgrade version of Ultron.
Ultron Sigma.
Yeah, it is a big fucking head. It's just a head. And it's like, dude, this is a fighting game. Like, you guys didn't think about how dumb this fucking is? Like, I'm fighting the head.
Star Fox did it for years.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid, y'all. Like, come the fuck on. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so sorry for Marvel fans here, but like, I want to shoot that fucking logo right in its fucking head. Like, I fucking hate Marvel, dude. But anyways, here's the thing, though. Let's be a little bit less, upset about certain things and walk right into the depths of hell with a video game show, The Witcher. So, I gotta tell you, man, I didn't like Game of Thrones, and I don't like Game of Thrones Light. What are you feeling about this, dude?
It's one of those things where when I played the first Witcher game, this was like I want to say 2011. It was a long ass time ago. I fucking hated that game. I thought that the combat was really the story itself was really convoluted. It took so long to get anywhere, and honestly, it just wasn't that fun. And it was ridiculously difficult for no reason. So I just gave up after like 20 hours. I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done. I played the second one. I'm like, okay, they managed to fix up the combat. They managed to do some cool stuff. But I'm so bored by the story. I'm like, I'm fucking done. So I gave up on that one too. Witcher 3 comes out. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to like this. I hated the first two. But like, you know what? Fuck it. I like the side quests in 2. This game seems like it's got more side quests. Maybe I'll like it. And I fucking love Witcher 3. From the story to the combat to just the open world. Because they did one of the things like, hey, you go on your horse. And there's a huge, wide open world. And what do we fill it with? Question marks. What's in the question marks? Well, here's a little upgrade point so you can upgrade your character. Here's a banditness. Here's a monster den. Here's actually a little bit of lore. Here's a new quest. I'm like, okay, you're giving me a ton of stuff to do in the open world so much that it's like, okay, I got my main quest in the cities. I got the open world to do whatever I want to do as a Witcher. I'm like, I loved every fucking thing about this. So when I heard they're doing a show, I'm like, I don't know if they're going to be able to capture the story. Maybe. But watching this show, I'm like, okay, you got me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm right, but there's a particular shot in minute 21 when he's about to do a sword fight. I'm like, they cut away, but I'm like, that is a perfect camera angle for a really good sword fight. I'm like, okay, you got me there. The character does look kind of cool. And the CG looks kind of but whatever. It's a television show. I'm not going to judge it too much. But the world, I'm like, okay, this looks really cool. It looks like it's going really dark and really gothic. I'm like, okay, I really fucking like what they're doing here. And I hope that the show is good.
Jed, I know you had some reservations about this. What are you feeling about the Witcher trailer?
So here's the thing. Never played the games. I actually do have the second one for free on Xbox 360, I believe. But I was just like, I don't feel like hooking on my Xbox 360 to play it. So that's gonna be a while. I gotta say, like, the time period that they're in never really interested me at all. Plus, also, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. If your movie has terrible fucking wigs, that's a minus 50 points for me. That wig that he has is absolutely terrible. And every time I look at it, and throughout this trailer, it just gets worse and worse. There's one point where he looks like he's all like soaking wet or everything. I don't know the main character's name. He looks like he's all fucking soaked. He looks like he's all soaking wet and stuff like that. And the way his wig is looks so fucking synthetic. It's just like it takes me out of the film because it's like, ew, this is bad.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I watch so much superhero. Like, I watch all that stuff. It's like, to me, it's like, if I'm getting a good story and some good action, like, I'll forgive a lot. Like, I watch Arrow, and it's like, yeah, sometimes Arrow doesn't have the best CG or the best costumes, but it's like, there's still so much interesting stuff going on that I'm willing to forget it. Like, again, when I showed you that whole 120, and it looked like that's the right camera angle to do a good action scene. If that action scene is garbage, that's where I'm like, minus 1,000 points. If you have bad action scenes, bad sword fights in a sword fighting show, that's like having bad writing in a fucking like talking movie. It's like no, you missed a goddamn point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know Ganja, you watch this. I'm pretty sure you did not play any of the Witcher games, but yeah, man, what is your opinion on this new trailer?
It kind of looks like a bad sci-fi show.
Yeah.
Like, especially at the end where it showed the spider creature come out of it and his eyes turn black. But then again, it is a TV show, so I'm gonna have to put it in a little box where it says they don't got that fucking money. So I don't know what the fuck you expect. So it might be fun. It might be a great battle, and it might actually get down to characters' idea of he's go out there and he hunts these creatures, and he just comes out and just makes money off of it. Because what I think from Witcher before, like the second and third one, that's pretty much all you do is you're just this one guy that has a powerful sword and mastery of magic because he comes from a long line of people that eat either monster juice or some shit, and they survive. This is like Ganja's secondhand knowledge of Witcher. And they survive. They go on to like hunt vampires, werewolves, and all that kinds of shit. Sometimes he fucks them, sometimes he doesn't. And honestly, it doesn't seem like it wouldn't be a bad show. Like, it's up there with a lot of people that want some fairy tale shit. Like when you gave it the example of Game of Thrones, you're not wrong to a certain extent. I think you're wrong when you say it's going to be 100% like Game of Thrones. I don't think so. It's going to be its own thing. I think it's going to be a Monster Hunter Adventure series, which is so out of the realm of Game of Thrones. Whereas Game of Thrones, especially in the third season, was more about like city states, the intrigue between the different houses going against each other, who's going to get the Iron Throne. This, I think, will be more fun, just individual, like, hey, I ride this neighborhood, I kill this thing, fuck this thing, I'm out. Next season. Like,
so basically, it's like the life of Ganja Guru.
It might be fun.
Okay. To kind of explain what the fuck this is, it's like, yeah, Ganja's secondhand knowledge is probably just me randomly ranting about it in like either the after hours or the calls. But it's like, yeah, he's not wrong. It's like, yeah, Geralt of Rivia is a Witcher, and what a Witcher is these genetically mutated people that are exclusively designed to hunt the monsters of the world. Think of them as literally their job is to hunt monsters. So they're genetically made. They're basically perfect in every single way. They're fertile. They're super strong. They have various forms of magic, but they're weak to it. They're also resistant to magic. They got two swords, one to kill people really well and one to kill monsters really well, made out of silver, all that shit. And their job is to go around the countryside to basically hunt monsters, as you saw in there. The thing is Geralt specifically is he gets involved in a lot of extra bullshit where he basically just kind of gets caught in between a lot of political shit that's actually going on that he never wants to be a part of. He just kind of gets forced and sent into because people try to kill him.
And in the third Wild Hunt, that's when he's looking for his daughter, correct?
Yes, the Wild Hunt, and it's my favorite one because it relates to my favorite Pixar movie, Finding Nemo. He's basically trying to find his daughter over the course of the game, and as a result, sends him on wild adventures.
And it's almost like a situation too where it kind of reminds me, like when I thought of that the whole aspect of that, and then you saying I love Witcher 3, I'm like, yeah, it's because it's a video game version of Taken, basically. Like,
No, it's shut the fuck up!
Can somebody get taken
Don't
this
you
serious?
dare! It's a video game version of Finding Nemo.
Well, that sounds worse to me, but all right, man, you can
No,
take
but
it.
I don't need people to remember Taken.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, man. I bought this game and I played it for a little bit, and I was just kind of bored at first. But I know the game gets better. I'm not going to talk shit about Witcher 3 or anything.
It takes a while. Like, it's one of those things where it's like you can't just pick up and play. Like, for me, it took like a while to get used to the combat system.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I like the attributable upgrades and like the monetary system and everything too. Wait, did I say monetary? That's what I meant to say. Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool. One thing I am concerned about too is that Witcher is not one of those things. Like, I feel like this would have been better on TV, where every episode comes out like a week after. And I know that's annoying. I know it's inconvenient for people, but think about this, man. Like, this is gonna come and go like within a week. There's no Witcher games coming out. There's no Witcher anything's coming out. So this is really gonna like fall within the shuffle of there's so much content coming out.
Well, I mean, Castlevania managed to do that, but like, you actually do have an interesting point that we won't get into because that's almost an entire episode discussion of the everything there versus the week model. Because the everything there is for people. It's like, hey, I like the binge stuff, but like Doom Patrol was trending a lot of times. Everyone was talking about it every single week. Umbrella Academy, that was a very similar show that were basically released the same day. Everyone watched it that first weekend, and no one talked about it until they announced season 2. And it's like, so which is better, watching it all in one go or having that week-to-week discussion? And it's like, that's an interesting discussion I want to have one day.
Yeah, we probably will. 'Cause I know Netflix is going to continue being part of our topics. So much shit's happening with them, both negative and positive. But
Yeah.
it's time for us to get into the danger zone.
Danger zone!
Oh yeah, it's just a plane.
Zone.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick. Good old Tom Cruise is back with some.
Yeah,
hair that's
Ruthless
dyed-
was like, yeah!
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I don't like Top Gun. I don't like that song. I don't like any of this shit.
Right,
How do you
You
not
are
like
the one.
Danger Zone? I get maybe like Top Gun. How do you not? Everyone likes Danger Zone.
I don't like that song. I'm sorry, but I mean, I like when Archer brings it up sometimes. I think that's kind of funny. But it is what it is. Here's the thing, though. I don't know who the fuck was asking for Top Gun, but let's just pretend to say people actually were.
How do you know Tom Cruise was?
I'll just assume the guy that yelled, yeah, in the chat was waiting for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Was it
but
Ruthless or was it someone else?
it was Ruthless. Yeah. Here's the thing, though, man. I like the way this was shot. The trailer, I think, is really, really cool. There's certain points where like they're making something that doesn't seem epic to me. Like right here, when he's hitting on the piano and like the music, the drums, like
Yeah.
pam, 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 pam. I'm like, oh shit, I think I give a fuck. And then
Yeah.
the logo came up, and I'm like, oh no, I don't.
That's the thing. Like, I've never seen it, and honestly, maybe I'll talk to Ruthless. Like, hey, maybe we'll watch it in the after hours tonight if it's fun enough for us to just kind of watch and kind of make fun of. But one of the things is like, yeah, I think they're really nailing the emotion because one of the things that I really am tired of when it comes to war movies, which is why I don't watch it, is the fake camaraderie. It's like, oh man, we're brothers because every war movie says we're brothers. And I'm just kind of sick of that. But with this trailer, I'm like, it was kind of hypercut, but like, it seems like, hey, maybe we'll spend some time with these characters. Maybe we'll actually get to know them and get some sort of connection. So they are partying. We feel like we're partying with them. But one of the shots is the shot in the plane. I'm like, it feels like they're actually not going to sit there and have a CG backdrop, or maybe they are. And it's really good. But it feels like they're going to be using real jets as often as they can because I'm just loving it from a visual perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this much. Watching it, like that scene that you're talking about, and he's like by the water. My butthole's like tightening up. I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck. Like, I have a thing. Like, I have a big fear of heights. So like, just the simple stuff in a plane scares the fuck out of me. I hate to sound like a little bitch, but like seriously, it scares the fuck out of me. And Dunkirk actually with Tom Hardy, I love those scenes where he shows the plane.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh
that's
yeah,
fucking
yeah. Real planes.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Tom Cruise is flying a jet, but
But like the camera will be there, right? Like I mean, you'll see
with
Tom
powers,
Cruise.
he could do anything.
What happened?
With the power of Xeno, he could do anything. Let's be honest.
I mean, honestly, he does his own stunts. I would not be surprised if he, at least for one sequence, like I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did learn how to like fly just so he could look like he's doing it. But yeah, no, like from visual perspective, this looks like a lot of fun, and it's like you're selling this to an audience. Like it's for older people, but like you always have to sell it for a new audience that never seen this. And honestly, this looks like it could really catch that whole down to earth, like really realistic, like look at plane fighting. I'm like, if they do this could be a really good movie.
Jed, is there any part of you at all that wants to watch this fucking movie tonight? No, not Maverick, but the old Top Gun. Sorry.
The thing is, like, I don't really have interest in these types of movies, so I can't really say that I would be excited to watch it. Even then, even watching this new trailer, like now, it's just like it didn't really get me excited.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
It's one of those movies that's honestly just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's not for me either, but it's just like I do like certain movies that will do something different. Like, for instance, Stealth. Do you guys remember Stealth at all?
Oh God!
Oh, wait, in a
Stealth was
bad
a piece
way?
of shit.
What
Stealth
the
was a
fuck?
piece of crap.
Are you serious? I thought we were about to high five this little
What?
bitch.
Like,
Are
I'm
you
sorry.
fucking
What
kidding
world
me?
am I in that people think Stealth is a good
The
movie?
fucking the world. Actually, I had no idea how to answer that.
Stealth sucked.
Stealth is
I've never seen the
amazing.
real
That was one
Top
of the
Gun,
best.
so maybe that movie I won't end up liking. But Stealth was awful.
Thank you, Ruthless. Well, I mean, I disagree after they killed J. Fox. I think it was still good after that, but it is what it is. But my God, how the fuck do you not like that movie? Just the whole artificial intelligence part of it, the fact that
The
they have the
artificial
great shots?
intelligence is played off as the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in a fucking movie. I didn't like any of the thing that was going on in the fucking thing. It tries to go from this jokey thing to a political thriller randomly as it needs to, and it's like there's no consistency with whatever the fuck's going on screen.
Me being
And then
the
just because of fucking Terminator movie.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's probably why you fucking
Yeah,
like
I
it.
know. I was hoping you weren't gonna say that because I'm like, fuck.
Motherfucker, clicked in my head. Oh, that's why he fucking likes it.
But me being a guy who didn't watch Top Gun, that's the only way I can even like refer this to anything else, or probably the Crimson Skies games from fucking Xbox. But Ganja, I'm gonna ask you, man. Like, is there any point of view that actually enjoyed the first Top Gun, and are you hyped for this?
Me personally, kinda, because I do like big dogfights. That's one of the things that I like from the Pearl Harbor movie was you got a little bit taste of the dogfighting from the fighter jets. And, because we have the guy that directed the Terminator, not Terminator, goddammit, the Transformer films, other giant robots, he actually was able to get down to the nitty-gritty of how big explosions go off, how when a bomber hits a ship, it just explodes this thing and people just fall into the ocean. It just collapses midway without any, second thought for people to decide if they're going to hop on or not. I think he captured that really well. The movie's fucking garbage besides that scene because, of who it is. But when it comes to this film, I have a little hope because one Top Gun, from what I remember, because this is another film that I gotta watch again because I haven't watched it since maybe 12 at the most. So from what I remember of it, it was pretty much entertainment. It had a lot of aspects to what was going on with the Cold War, and then you had the giant fighter jets. You had the bond between Tom Cruise and whoever his butt buddy was that a lot of people felt at the time.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, with Val Kilmer, which apparently had a lot of homoerotic kind of borderline stuff in it. I didn't see it because I was a little kid, but
Well, I think there was lots of comfort back then in the 80s too. Like, because Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 gets that a lot as well, where it's like, oh, it's so gay. And I'm like, maybe back then we were more secure about our fucking sexuality.
That's true. You
No,
could be
we're
a
just
bro
way more
back then
open.
thinking you just want to, just clapping your bro's cheeks. But I don't know, I'm kind of up for it because I just want to see what the special effects are, and I wonder if they're going to touch on the fact that we don't use fighter planes anymore.
So,
It's mostly drones now, so I wonder if there's going to be a competition between the two.
I mean, that was the point that was the entire premise of Stealth is that drones were going to take over everything, and we don't need people. I'm not seeing this fucking movie if we're doing the exact same plot of Stealth.
By the way, artificial intelligence has been helping out movies actually do good. Look at Chucky, Child's Play. Artificial intelligence made that movie fucking great. And by the way, too, to put this out there, if they make Mod 2, if she's controlled by a robot, by a Roma or
I'm
something,
watching if it was that.
that would be fucking great, dude.
By the way, so I was like, I've decided we're watching Top Gun the After Hours. So I look up Top Gun. There is a movie called Gun with 50 Cent in it.
I'm down for that. I mean,
I almost want to watch that instead.
let's look at this really quick. I typed
Dude,
in 20
you
Cent,
got-
by the way.
20 cents. Sorry, what discount rapper are you trying to grab? Fuck.
By the way, I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna use this is a racist thing or anything, but it's just like, wow, whoever made this, he's a rapper. Let's just name the movie. I have an idea. Gun.
Gun.
Just
it's
gun.
such a generic name, and him on it with a fucking machine gun and a revolver. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
I mean, I like how they just were honest and just got straight to the point. Like, listen, rapper, gun. You just fuck it.
No, fuck it. I don't even know when this movie came out. I'm debating now which one I want to actually watch.
Look how fucking mad 50 Cent is. Like, man, another one of these stupid fucking movies. Like, it's just...
Is that Val Kilmer or is that who the fuck's that other dude that reminds me of him right now? He's
Wait,
he's in
you
the
saying Val
21
Kilmer
Jump.
reminds you of 50 Cent?
No. There's the guy in the fucking hat there, the white guy. I think that's Val Kilmer, but that reminds me of that dude from 21 Jump Street. I keep forgetting his fucking name.
Oh wow, yeah, Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum. Reminds me of Channing Tatum right now.
I could see that a little bit. We just missed some sex happening in this trailer too. And did I see Danny Trejo for a second? Man, what the
I think
fuck is this movie?
Yo, I think we're watching Gun instead.
I swear to God, I thought I saw Tony for a second there.
Tony. Who?
Or Co-host 3000.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know,
Because
man.
it was just the side profile of who that bartender was, and it kind of had his nose.
By the way, I said Tanning Tatum. I meant to say Channing Tatum.
So yeah, Top Gun. Go check it out if you want to go see cool fighter planes shoot out other fighter planes. Maybe some gay stuff in the sky.
Here we go. So here's the thing, people. And I like how in the docs I could see Ganja's like little fucking mouse there. He knows what I just clicked on. It's time for me to get really fucking mad.
Well, and this is when I Squidward my ass out of here.
Cats.
Oh,
You
never mind. I'll
fucking-
stay for this one.
You fucking nerds. You fucking double toasted fans. You guys think you're so fucking clever and funny. Going, this is so crazy. This fucking trailer, dude. Let's all just fucking laugh together.
Dude, nobody likes this. I don't know who you're
No,
yelling at.
I've seen legit people on my Facebook go, y'all don't get it because y'all haven't seen Broadway shows. Thank God, because I wasted like almost
Yeah.
100.
No, because I know, like, a fucking
I would have got
Justin-
pissed off.
dude. Justin texted me when this fucking thing dropped. He's like, "Yeah, I liked Cats. This is some weird bullshit."
I gotta tell y'all, when I see people say, man, this is just so crazy, I just might have to see it. You fucking people are the reasons why shit like this fucking happens. This is the whole fucking point. When bullshit like this comes out, this musical thing, and I'm sorry, but like the crazy, like, we're gonna dress differently and we're gonna do a musical, but it's gonna film it like Greatest Showman or whatever, like it's an actual fucking movie
Yeah.
when it's really not. We're gonna film it this way. No one's calling it out for like the horrible CGI and mixed with the horrible fucking like prosthetics they have. Everyone looks fucking creepy. Idris Elba, who everyone's like, oh my god, have him be Bond, have him do this, have him do that. He's in the movie as a fucking cat. Did no one in here with actual talents, because there is talented people in here, by the way,
Yeah.
did no one look at the script and say, man, what the fuck is this? Why is Idris Elba in this movie?
Why is Ian McKellen and Judi Dench in this?
I don't even know who the fuck Judi Dench. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
They literally have her like they have her there. They literally say Judi Dench and Ian McKellen. I'm like, you guys are prestigious actors. What the hell is this shit? And honestly, it's like when I was watching this, I'm like, okay, everyone, no, because you saying no one's talking about it, dude. People are like, what the fuck is this CG? This looks like some trash. This looks creepy and weird. I'm like, this does, but like, I'm more thrown off by the cast we have here. They got everybody in Hollywood, I guess that wasn't in a superhero movie, to just be in here. We got Ian McKellen, we got Judi Dench, Idris Elba, Taylor Swift, Jason Derulo, Kate Hudson. I'm like, Rebel Wilson. I'm like, why?
Yeah, and that's a big
One
thing
of those
too.
ultimate star movies where they're like, hey, come watch this movie we got. You don't know what the fuck this IP is. You never heard about this before, and it's not really an original creation, but we got a motherfucking load of stars, yo.
And
That's how they do it. That's exactly how they fucking do it. They get a bunch of stars because everyone, trust me, you know, if you don't know who Jason Derulo is, sing a Jason Derulo song. Go, oh yeah, Jason Derulo. He's like DJ Khaled. He always says his names in his fucking song, and everyone either knows or hates. Yeah, everyone either knows or hates Taylor Swift. So it's like, yeah.
Jet, how are you feeling about this? And honestly, I almost like fear to ask you because you're about to piss me the fuck off, and I do not want to fight with you on the show. But go ahead.
Well, I already told you I'm not standing Marvel anymore, so I'm standing Cats.
Yikes.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
do you know the
You
best-
like this monstrosity?
Wait, did you say
Monstrosity.
monstrosity?
Yeah,
Monstrosity.
I fucked up like Corey and put an MUN instead of a.
No, you didn't actually.
No, you didn't at all, dude. You said
You forgot it. You like,
the S.
are you saving money on vowels this month? Like,
Fuck you, Alan. You fat motherfucker.
but no, man.
CGI having son of a bitch.
what? Yes, I'm entirely a CGI creation.
Oh my god, dude.
Big dang motherfucker.
He's gonna be out for a bit. Here's the thing, though, man. Like, Jet, what? Seriously, legitimately, like, what is something that you feel like, okay, you know what? I can defend this particular portion of this trailer, and I can understand why someone would actually want to go see this. If there is anything, I don't know if there is anything.
Like literally, I already told you I'm not standing Marvel movies anymore. I'm standing Cats. That's all you need to know.
How do you know what the fuck that context gave me? Like, I'm standing Cats. What?
I'm standing.
You standing?
Yeah, I'm standing Cats.
I give up. I give
I'm
up.
not okay. Any fucking way. The thing about this thing that throws me off about how weird this is I can't tell what the proportions are because sometimes when they're on screen and there's nothing else around them, they look like regular size. But then when they put them next to like the fucking chairs and shit, they're like 2 feet tall. But then they're outside it with like grates and stuff. I'm like, do they have their own cat world, or are they really tall or really short? I can't fucking tell.
It's called Pussyland.
You're why did I laugh? That was not funny. That was not funny. That really.
Oh
was,
my
that was some
God.
random shit.
I already said I love Cat in the Hat, so like this is no different. I'm gonna see.
Did
this
you
movie.
like
Cat in the
Cat in the Hat?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
I was
Did
laughing
you?
throughout.
Okay, are you
I was
just trying to
laughing
be
throughout that
fucking weird?
entire. I was laughing throughout that entire goddamn movie. I'm gonna
Oh,
see this day
Jesus
one.
Christ.
I'm fucking
So,
flabbergasted.
do you
dude.
want
I
to know
already,
the
I already
best?
told you I'm changing my sexy qualities. Like I'm gonna be someone who doesn't care about Marvel movies anymore. I'm standing fucking
Hold on,
cats now.
hold on, that counts as a sexy quality being into Marvel movies?
Yes.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
If you're a
Well,
girl,
no,
yeah.
not caring about Marvel movies is sexy now. So I'm not caring about those, and now I'm caring about cats.
Y'all are missing the best news about this.
What?
Nick, do you know when Star Wars: The Rise of the Skywalkers is coming out?
Yeah, literally the same time this fucking comes out. Which,
Yes,
by the way,
at the
as a
same
business,
time, at the same weekend.
yeah.
I'm not caring about Star Wars either.
No, but it's like, what a horrible weekend for a fucking theater. Like, really, what a horrible fucking weekend. Dude, imagine in the fucking crowd, you get people dressed up as Chewbacca, people with lightsabers, and people dressed up as cats. That's a great time
And
for us to
dog,
have a
just to be
hurricane.
ironic.
Yeah, I'm trying not to judge people, man.
I'm bringing out the fursuit like that first day going into the theater.
You're gonna be a cat Chewbacca, like.
Dude, I honestly
just cat.
like.
I'm too sexy to think about Star Wars anymore.
I honestly don't know. Like, I don't want to watch this because this looks like garbage. I'll only watch it if Ganja watches it.
Oh, we're watching it.
I won't even. Like, here's the thing.
Because Ganja hates cats, so if he can sit through it,
I
I'll
hate
sit through it.
musicals.
And here's the thing.
I hate
too.
musicals too.
Can I just be honest as well?
No.
We're in 2019.
No.
I'm gonna say some shit now because I'm gonna help you with this because I'm gonna put this particular gimmick on me now instead. Of you.
Oh,
I'm
I
taking
know
one of
what
the
you
gimmicks.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, fat people. Rebel Wilson, you fucking Chris Farley ass bitch. Like, god damn, man. So she's gonna sit here and fall around and roll around because she's fat again.
Chris Farley passes on the torch to Kevin James, who passed it on to Melissa McCarthy, who I guess Melissa McCarthy is just now making like serious indie films like The Kitchen. Go look at the trailer; it's actually pretty good. She then passes her to Rebel Wilson. What's the first thing that happens in the show? Rebel Wilson's face? She falls on her foot.
Literally the first thing, dude. Literally the first. She's rolling. And she's like, I'm lethargic. I'm laying on this thing. And then she falls down. Why, man? Is that
Why?
do people
You
laugh?
fat cats can't roll around and fall, huh?
But Jet,
Yeah,
First
problem?
thing that happens with Rebel Wilson's character is she falls.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But Jet, have you
Let
ever laughed?
her be a fat rolling around cat.
Except for when Chris Farley used to do it back on Saturday Night Live. Let me ask you, when was the last time you thought a fat person going, oh, well, I'm just fat and fucking clumsy, and falls down, probably farts? When was the last time that actually made you fucking laugh? Exactly. Never.
Rebel Wilson and cats.
Get the fuck out of here.
That made me mad too, because I'm like, you know what the fuck? Because I was like looking at it and I didn't clearly see Rebel Wilson until I'm like, wait, is that Rebel Wilson? Oh my god, let me scroll back. Yeah, that was Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, and then like another thing, James Corden, the most unfunny, most loud, obnoxious, like he's a fat Jimmy Fallon. Like every fucking time he's talking, he's just like, oh my god, I can't believe the stars over here. Oh my god, hey guys, oh my god, I'm fat, I can't fit through this fucking like tiny ass door, blah blah blah. And then on here, they made him fatter, by the way. They put a fat dude in a fat suit. What the fuck? And then he's bouncing people off his stomach. He's
Yeah, I
bouncing
never
his
found
belly
James
everywhere.
Corden found it funny at all. I don't see the appeal to him at all. Like, I don't know why people think he's even funny.
And it's like this movie can't even do something progressive in 2019. They can't even do something as simple as let's have the fat people do other jokes other than the fat jokes. But like now I'm worried because they got this fucking black dude Idris Elba as a pimp cat.
Well, I
What
mean,
the
they also
fuck?
got Jennifer Hudson in there too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what? Who, I think I said
Jason?
Kate Hudson. I accident. My bad.
But seriously, I thought we were past this point. And by the way, where's all the black people getting mad saying why the fuck does a black dude in this movie have to be a fucking pimp? So are we gonna have black girls in here? There's gonna be hoes or strippers or some shit now? What the fuck's gonna happen in this movie? Why does it have to be?
I
a
mean,
pimp?
is he confirmed pimp?
Jet? Like you
What?
saw this fucking dude's face.
Nah, he's this character from The Dark Tower. Just got turned
there's
into
like
a cat.
There's a part where there's two black dudes popping and locking like the Enchantress on fucking Suicide Squad in here too.
Wait, so because they're popping and locking, they gotta be pimps? What are you trying to say?
No, well I'm saying, Idris Elba's not one of them. There's
Wow,
two
this
other
is getting
characters.
progressively worse for you, Diaz. You might want to pull
I
out
don't
this
give
one.
a fuck. Like,
Oh,
fuck this
yeah,
movie.
that's
I'll-
Rich coming from Ganja. Holy shit.
Hey,
Yeah,
black girls don't do it.
Yeah, wow, let's make that a thing. Okay, so anyways, fucking shit. But it's like, Idris Elba is like, okay, maybe he's not a pimp. Maybe he's just wearing a hat. You're right, Jed. You're probably right. But then you get these two other characters that are breakdancing because, well, you're black, so you have to fucking breakdance. I hope to fucking God there's no Mexicans in this movie. Because what? Are we going to be, like, making fucking tacos or some shit? Like,
nah, sombreros and guitars.
Yeah.
Ding.
I'm looking through the trailer. I don't see any grass anywhere. It's probably just no Mexicans there to fucking mow the goddamn lawn. Fucking piece of shit movie.
They did do a good job. They had to move to another area.
But no one's calling out for that. It's like, oh, it's wacky, it's crazy, bro. It's like, no, dude, this is fucking stupid for so many levels, as well as the fact that it's like, this is fucking annoying. Like, it's making fun of fat people. I'm fat. I'm offended. I'm not gonna walk around and, dude, I've been fat for so long. I don't remember the last time I just fell and rolled off something, Alan. I don't know.
Well, that's how you get out of bed sometimes, honestly, man. You text me like I rolled again. Made it 6 feet this time.
Help me! I got rolled like
I
not
fell
just
down
do
the stairs.
Honestly, that's all we could do you in Miami, man.
God damn.
You're too drunk to move. Okay, gotcha. You got it from the left. I got it from the right.
And then I know there's a vehicle for fucking Taylor Swift. I can guarantee you. They had this part where she's fucking.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, the catnip thing, and I know that this whole thing is gonna make people want to fuck her as a cat. And by the way, here's the thing. I know we're a no judgment free zone. Where the fuck I don't know what the fuck to say. We're supposed to say, oh, furries, everyone's fine. You can want a fucking animal because no judging here in 2019. I'm sorry.
That.
Yeah, at this point, no. If you are a furry and you get off at people dressed like animals that are actually existing in our fucking world, and you make really weird, like, rapey fucking Zootopia fan art with sexual fucking... Yeah, you're weird, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I don't find this shit sexy. I think it's fucking weird. If you jerked off to Lola Bunny from fucking Space Jam, you're a fucking pervert, and you should... Someone should look through your fucking...
Well, damn, that's probably like half the people in this whole, in this whole chat attack.
Well,
Wait, why does the catnip look like a bottle or can of Coke?
They're trying to make it like a drug.
Yeah.
I mean, catnip is basically crack.
Basically, yeah. They freak the fuck out over, and they get like I think cats have withdrawals from it too.
The thing is, you say this is a vehicle for Taylor Swift. I kind of agree. I think isn't she the reason this even is happening? Like, she's probably one of the biggest stars in here.
I mean, I think when you get a certain amount of bigness with anything, maybe like when you get onto a project, it just becomes about you now. Like, even if these characters were already being voiced by these people, then Taylor Swift's like, oh, I'll do the last character. Like, okay, now it's Taylor Swift's vehicle. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know if that's
again,
the thing.
how are you going to sell the movie? Like, at the end of the day, movies are products, so movies have to be sold. As much as like, oh, hey, movies all about the art. It's like, yeah, but there's also someone caring about the bank account because guess what? People need to get paid. That's just how any business fucking works. So it's like, yeah, they're putting Taylor Swift up there and they're making sure you know that because the Taylor Swift fan base is probably one of the biggest fan bases on the planet right now. So it's like they're gonna watch it because of her.
Yeah, and Boogie, he's a fucking Nick. I like Lola Bunny. I liked her too, and when I was a kid, I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of fine. Yeah. But like, people will literally make fan art. Like, they'll spend the time to like draw, and these are great, talented people too, by the way. Like, it's like, oh man, you're so good at drawing beautiful art. The art is this bunny getting fucked by a big ass wolf with, all the grossness with that. It's like, wow, what a shame. all that artistic integrity for being a fucking pervert. Like, that's where the Zootopia stuff, it's like, that grossed me the fuck out, dude. It was like, wow. And then everyone's like clapping. Oh, good job, man. Yeah.
Don't forget the Zootopia abortion comment.
Oh, dude, most of that is misspelled, by the way. You can tell he just got that out there just for the publicity. But you read through that, there's like spelling errors in every text bubble. Misspelling abortion and pregnancy like 6 times.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah. That's the entire point of the comic, and they misspell the word.
And don't forget that like the second part's basically out. It's not finished yet, but basically she had the abortion, and now she's in a lesbian relationship with another fox.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
And I like Zootopia. That was like my favorite animated movie that year.
No, but
how much did you like it?
The legal amount.
I will say this: Martin did say on the show, he's like, "Man, I really hated that these characters don't have buttholes." Do you remember that shit?
No, in the news scene, he's like, "Yo, there's no genitals."
Yeah, where's the genitals at? When they're bending over, I want to see them. What the fuck?
No, he didn't say that, but it's like, okay, he basically say like they spend so much time like with the camera up their asses, but there's nothing there, so it's weird. They did the exact same thing in a cat video where people are doing like they're basically trying to show their junk off. Like, I can't stretch my leg that high, but they're just like spinning, and it's like, are you trying to show me your ass crack? What is going on here?
Yeah.
Are y'all cats or dressed as up as cats? I don't know what's going on.
but to to what Gary and
Fuck the
Cookie
musical.
are saying, I will say like maybe I do have too much time on my hands to even think about this, even talk about this, but it's just like it's one of those things where it was bothering me because everywhere I would go, it's just like catnip, and people are like doing this weird like reactionary thing where it's now fun to watch people react to the cats dancing, and it's like it's not fun, dude. It's fucking stupid. And I did watch the old Cats musical, and that's the biggest thing about this too is that this trailer doesn't get you into like let's just take away all the craziness. The music portion of this and the fact that this is like a big performance. When you get into performance, people mostly usually start you off slow. Like, here's our premise. Here's why they're cats. Here's why this. Here's why that. And then you get into the performance. Same thing with Beauty and the Beast. When we first watch the trailers of Beauty and the Beast, you might hear some music, but it's a girl who doesn't have a man, and the Beast is upset, and you got a story there. Like, if we took the music off, Beauty and the Beast is still a story. Lion King's still a story.
I was gonna say the thing about Cats because I was actually about Justin that earlier today, and he's like apparently the musical for Cats is a bunch of short stories written by somebody compiled into a movie, so that's why it's doing all that weird stuff. And I'm like, this reminds me of Rent because Rent doesn't have a plot; it's just a bunch of morons that are just kind of dancing and singing about not paying rent or whatever.
The rent is too high.
What rent? They go through the entire movie never paying rent.
That's the whole point.
Oh
no!
The only movie that made me celebrate the fucking.
They don't,
dude.
They
Ganja,
literally
they
don't
can't-
pay rent because apparently they have an apartment that they rent out with a yearly rent, which okay, I've never fucking heard that in my life. And then they go through not wanting to pay rent. So as soon as the guy goes, "Hey guys, I worked out at the company, you'll get free rent for life." Fuck you, and they hand him some money. I'm like, what do you guys want? I'm on the side of the landlords or the cops this time.
But Alan, oh God, no! The movie.
can't get me to
when
say
they
that.
start
I
the
mean,
first thing off,
Rent
I
is
hate the movie.
terrible.
You can't get me to say that.
they start at the beginning and they say we're not paying rent, and you're like, why don't they pay rent? They told you, motherfucker. They told
You
you
go
in the
through the
beginning.
entire movie.
The first song is about we ain't paying shit, you motherfucker.
They ignore
That's the
it.
whole
They
point.
ignore it.
God dang! Ah!
The first whole song is we ain't paying shit.
And then they forget about it. Fuck that movie. Fuck you, Rent, for making me look stupid right now. Fucking garbage.
This
ass
ain't Rent's
movie.
fault, bro. This ain't not. Don't blame
Shut the
this.
hell up. Rent is trash. Move the fuck on.
I'm sorry.
Fucked up. But fuck that movie.
It's all good. No, but to your point though, it's like that movie after a while. I mean, we get to a point where some girls. I think she's mooing. I forgot. It's been a while.
Oh, dude, I'll forget it.
Yeah.
They want to do a protest. It's like, what's she protesting again? We gotta stop eating cows or something
Yeah.
stupid shit?
And she's like throw shit at me, and she goes moo, and then they.
Yeah, everyone moo with me, moo. I also was like, I'm out of here. God's like, no, you gotta stay. I'm like, no, I'm fucking out of here. Because this was Aaron's fault, and Aaron wanted us to fucking watch. He's like, hey guys, review Red. And he's like, you know what? We don't do a lot of requests. Aaron's a nice guy. He's supportive. He's loyal. Let's do it for him. I'm halfway through going, fuck that guy. I don't give a goddamn shit.
Poor JP. JP goes, what do you think Anthony thinks of this? I think he's jacking off vigorously to this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We
His
had a
dick
massive.
started a little fire.
Burning.
I thought that's what he was going for, actually.
Just his tip is chafed.
What?
I don't know actually, but it's alright. I love him.
Just so chafed.
Then he doubled down. I love it.
It's just like I hate all of you.
By the way, just before you go on, just to throw another jab out there, and actually, someone clip this so I can show Coleman, because fuck him.
No.
Another thing too, Alan, you know another movie that does that? You know that Rent thing where she's mooing and they throw shit at her or whatever the fuck?
They don't, but they should. But yeah, what's up?
Okay, well, there's another movie that does that, actually. That came out last year. You want to guess which one it was? Because I'm bringing up Ganja and Coleman within this complaint.
Oh, the movie that came out last year that requires mooing and those two? Besides the
It
moo
also
song.
has a lot of horse dicks.
Yep, that also has lots of
Oh,
horses.
sorry to bother you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ganja, do not talk shit about Rent, you piece of shit. So,
I will talk shit about Rent because you didn't get the satire in that.
dude, they literally do the same thing. They don't-
Satire?
Yeah, they do the same thing because they're making fun of the dumbass protest.
Brother, she's on the stage and they're throwing cell phones at her face, and she's
Yeah.
just going like, "Oh, fuck," and they do it for like 10
Satire
minutes.
over Nick's head every time.
How is that satire? What's it satiring?
It's satiring those dumbass protests like what you saw in Rent where they took it seriously.
Oh, wait, sorry. Never mind. I'm arguing something different.
Where are you right now?
It's okay. Anyways, we're moving on.
Alan has left the building due to extreme embarrassment. He will be back later during the Terminator Dark Fate discussion.
Oh, here's the final trailer to It Chapter fucking 2. Here's the thing, man. I'm really, really hyped about this. I think this kind of weird little shot here with him being slow. And I didn't know they're on a bike at first. I thought she was just
What the
walking.
fuck was he doing?
That's what, I was like, is she just rubbing back and forth?
She's floating too.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's fucking E.T. and they're about to fly.
I know you scroll back and it's instead of the moon, it's the fucking sun. You're just like, whoa. I love that they didn't do what they did with that other trailer where it's just like a really long scene from the movie. It's like they just took it out, whatever. This was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna put the creepy music in right away. We're gonna have some explanations as to why Pennywise is back. We're gonna, tell you where all the characters are. It's like that's how you do a trailer. I don't feel like anything I've seen here is gonna be like ruined by this trailer. I think nothing was spoiled, as well as I know everything I need to know getting into the movie. What do you think?
I'm the exact same way, which is weird because like when I remember watching the first It trailer, and for the first movie, the one that came out a couple years ago, I remember hating that trailer. I said on the show, I was like, I thought it was just a cut up horror movie. I didn't really like it. I didn't know what they were going for. And then I watched the movie and I fucking loved it because it was doing a lot of psychological horror, which I love when they're kind of fucking with people's like minds and shit like that. Like the first It feels like a modern day Nightmare on Elm Street, where he's just fucking with people's minds and stuff. And then when I saw this trailer, I was like, I actually really like this trailer. I feel like they're focusing more on that. They're getting really good actors, Jessica Chastain and Anthony Mackie. Sorry, James McAvoy. Wow, I said Anthony Mackie. But thinking about it in the last couple of days. But yeah, James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain.
What are you thinking about him the last couple of days, Alan?
Well, no, the Comic-Con and the fucking Winter Soldier and all that shit.
All right.
Anyway,
And
so
Striking Vipers.
oh yeah, I think he's online.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, they got good actors, and it seems like they're going to focus more on the psychological stuff. It seems like they're jumping back between the first two. So it feels like they did this movie at the same time, but obviously they let it fleshed out. It doesn't feel like a catch. Oh, man, it made so much money. I'll make a new one. It's like, no. We're always going to make two, and it feels like it. I just hope that it's like, because I hated the last trailer, and I love the movie. I hope this isn't the opposite. I really hope I like it chapter 2.
Yeah, I mean, even that scene right there, I feel like, man, that reminds me a little bit of Us. It reminds me a little bit of Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which that was like one of the first ones that was kind of bad. But they did really cool scenes where it's like the locations of where they were and like the atmosphere that Freddy or whatever the fuck created for these characters. Like, wow, like this is just creepy even without the villain being around. Like, let's just say that at the end of this trailer, whatever, you didn't see Pennywise show up in one of these like funhouse mirrors.
Yeah.
Just imagine running after this kid who's not responding to you. You're like, yo, kid, wait, like this is like a bad dream. Like, I've had dreams like this. It's fucking scary.
Oh yeah, and when the James McAvoy's in the glass house. I was like, okay, that seems like he's doing the whole fucking with people type shit. And I love it because at this point, I think Hollywood's really obsessed with glass houses because this is like the third movie in the last 2 years in which I've seen somebody have a fight in a glass house or some sort of glass house shit because it was in John Wick 2, John Wick 3, Skyscraper, and now this.
Yeah, wow. I didn't even know about that. Like, that's not something I've seen often. But, I mean, I think it's a cool concept. I think it's kind of...
It's a great concept. It's just weird I'm seeing it a lot.
Jed, what did you feel about this trailer? Did you feel like this was cut too short, left too much stuff out, put too much stuff in? What'd you feel?
I feel like I like the first trailer better. I feel like it had more of the creepy atmosphere going on. The most I got out of this one was basically like, oh, fucking Pennywise turned into fucking Lickitung at the end in that fucking that fucking madhouse or whatever, which I'm pretty sure is gonna appear in fucking Doctor Strange too. It's basically the House of fucking Madness.
Yeah, the multitude or multiverse of Madhouse or whatever the fuck, or Madness. Such a stupid name for that fucking thing, but it's whatever.
But
whatever. At least, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like honestly, I am excited for it. Like I've never been someone who liked it, the original, because honestly, they just that first scene with the grates and stuff like that. I saw that first part when I was younger. I was just like, yeah, that kind of fucked me up. I'm not even scared of clowns, but it's just like, damn, that shit was creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one with Tim Curry, by the way, or the like, which you're talking about again? I'm sorry.
Which one was it? The one that everyone knows of.
Okay, yeah, the Stephen King.
Yeah.
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 And then actually watching like the one that came out a couple years ago, I was just like, okay, this is actually pretty interesting. Like, okay, I can actually get into that. I'm not really into horror movies that much, but this one actually was effective. And this one, watching the trailer, even though I did like the first one like way better, I feel like this one was also a lot more fun. So I feel like there's gonna have some fun aspects of it, like they did in like the first movie.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way too, as well as the fact too, like Bill Skarsgård, just you can tell he's having a good time with it. So it's like on top of just being creepy or whatever, if I'm not being affected by whatever they're trying to affect me with, I'm just like, man, this is just fun. Like, just fuck yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, it's an interesting ride. It's like it's definitely like they definitely do a lot of cool stuff with visuals, and that's what I love. I much prefer when you just visually fucking with me versus jump scare.
exactly, yeah. And by the way, too, Jed, I'm gonna ask you as well. What are you feeling about the casting? I know you're very particular. Damn, whoa. I know you're very particular about like the looks and stuff. I mean, you were talking about wigs earlier with Witcher. So like, as far as the casting goes, do you like these grown-up versions of the kids or not?
Honestly, I think they're okay. Like, I like how they didn't make all of them fucking models and shit like that. Like, you mean to tell me that they all grew up to be sexy as fuck? Give them my fucking money back.
Is that Bill Hader or am I crazy? Because it looked like one of the kids grew up to be Bill Hader.
Like, I like how they were pretty honest with it. Like, yeah, some of them got receding hairlines and stuff like that. Some of them don't really take care of their skin. They've been through a lot, and you can see it on their faces. At least most of them. Like,
Oh, it is Bill Hader. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, is Bill Hader in this? Yeah, okay.
Go
Honestly,
Barry
ever since
yourself.
Barry, I've been liking him. So
so I don't really have a problem with like this kid. Although, I will say,
Uh-oh.
Pennywise,
What?
nothing.
What the fuck?
I was just trying to see if you guys were actually waiting.
I'm about to
say
get- I'm about
something.
to
no,
get
I
irritated.
knew you were
Like,
going
don't
for a
touch
bit,
it,
so I
man.
tuned you out.
Ganja, man, the main event, dude. I'm gonna ask you, what are you feeling about all this crazy shit, like the cast, all the storyline stuff, Pennywise being back, the creepy shit? What are you feeling?
Well, like I said in the chat, I'm actually kind of hyped for it. It's one of the few series that I've been actually really interested. It's one of the reboots that I think has been very successful in capturing both the tone of the past and doing something new with it and making it more hype for people that want to see it. One thing going back to the casting, I think the casting was perfect. Go to Jed's point, they didn't do the route and make all these people models. They actually had them in like realistic, like kind of adult figures that would grow up to be them. Especially the kid with the nerdy glasses, like that is just perfect. But when it comes to the actual storyline, I actually am interested in it because one, the original it changed a few things, a few key things that kind of made it interesting. Just keep going with it, and it's just not like, all right, here's my checklist and make sure they hit all these notes. So it's an approved reboot.
Yeah.
So I actually appreciate that. And I like that this one has a really more of a darker tone because it's going to be more against the adults. And I like that duality of it because it looks like the first one is really just more of a mature version of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Where it looks like this one's going to be its own thing, its own horror film, where it's going to connect back to childhood trauma and you trying to overcome it as an adult. And I always like those in the stories, and I love them in films, especially in films that are using it in a horror aspect, because I think people tend to understand a lot better than if it's just done in like a therapy movie where you have a chance to get bored 30 minutes into it.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I really go ahead.
I want to finish real quick with it. I actually like that it looks like he has more control of these kids because he's been gone so long and it's based within their own trauma. And to the fact that he just shows up in these very comedic ways, kind of like the same way that he has showed up in the original series, but it's done in such a like trauma-esque tone that anyone that doesn't know the It series can be like, oh, it's just a funny dumbass clown. Like, why are they afraid of that? But if you know like the actual things the kids had to deal with, even like the one kid that his brother dies, to go through that shit again as an adult, it definitely like is reminiscent of like adult PTSD, the way these kids react, well, the way these actors react, and I'm running if they're gonna go more into that, especially with the scene of one of the characters in the madhouse.
Yeah, like that was
That's
creepy.
my
And then-
favorite scene in the trailer.
And Pennywise has such a like evil like enjoyment of it. He's just like, yeah, I'm scaring the fuck out of you. Woo! Like he's
Busting
just-
nuts.
Yeah, man. It's like
Again,
Jesus,
this feels like a modern. This feels like again. Forget your reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. This feels like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and it's great.
Yeah, no, I felt that way with the first, with the 2017
Yeah.
one. So yeah, it's pretty cool in that sense too. And one thing I want to say as well, this sounds almost pretentious. I'm not trying to be that way, but it's like you can tell that they benefited hardcore from the 2017 version making so much money, because this looks like they did not spare any expense. Like they spent some
100%.
fucking coin, which is cool, as well as the fact too that's like they're not just paying these adult actors to come in as well. The kids are still in here. The kids are, doing flashbacks, probably flash forwards, maybe fucking around with time or whatever. That's always the
No,
case.
100%. They're gonna be jumping back and forth between it. But it's like again, it felt like from the very beginning that they're like, we want to do a 2-part story. They probably didn't know how popular it was gonna be. They're like, we'll make our money. It's horror movies. We know how to budget it properly. But they're like, we're always gonna do 2. And because sometimes we see sequels like, oh wait, it made so much money. Do a sequel. Just do the same thing again. It's like, no. We're going to adults. We're gonna move it. And it's like, oh, we made so much money. Oh, you're gonna let us just do it even better? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing here too. Is like the fact that they're able to have enough money to get like these main great actors and then still be able to pay off like the younger versions of them is really cool. Because let's just say, not to be negative, I know you've been negative all night, but it's like,
Right.
you know, there might be a slight chance that these grown-ups do not have the same chemistry as the kids did. You know, I mean,
Oh, 100%. They're different
Yeah.
people. But it's like, one
Yeah.
thing, it's like, okay, Jessica Chastain's a great actress and a lovely woman. I still think Amy Adams would have been a better choice just because she looks like the younger version.
the girl from
We were
Arrival.
saying- yeah, the girl from Arrival. Because we were saying that the whole time, like, she looks just like a younger version of Amy Adams. So it'd be funny if they actually just got Amy Adams, but what can you do?
Yeah, it is what it is. But it's like, we know though, guaranteed that like a portion of this movie is gonna have great chemistry because the younger kids will be there. And now these guys, who knows? I mean, they're professionals. They pay top coin to have these motherfuckers come onto this set. So it's like, all right, fine, it's gonna be all right. But the kids, man, like, I'm so glad they're keeping those in there because maybe there's some kind of like, you know, story that you probably didn't want to end the last movie on with. Like, for instance, I was really curious. I know it's probably silly, but like the fat kid wanting to get with the girl, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just like Georgie's big brother ends up getting with her. But it's like, you know, you see it in here, the fat kid actually grows up to be a handsome, in shape guy. So is that gonna have something to do with this too? Is he gonna be like, hey, that's my girl, man, motherfucker? Like, I'll whoop your ass now. I ain't no fat kid.
I mean, it's been 20 fucking years, so.
Hey, who knows, man? Maybe people stay in love. I think maybe.
Stay
Probably.
I mean,
low.
maybe.
Oh,
They
so
don't,
they're
like,
going to
stay
Captain America
vindictive.
then.
No, he's not
Yeah,
gonna go back
exactly.
in time and sleep with an alternate universe version of his girl.
But yeah, man. So we'll see what happens with it. Chapter 2. I cannot wait for this fucking movie to come out. September 6th. It's gonna be the shit. I think it's like literally less than 2 months away. Damn. I'm really surprised by that. Now let's talk about something. Going back to negatives. Ganja,
Yeah.
do you really like Jay and Silent Bob, or are you just trying to?
Yeah,
be fucking cool?
Snoochie Boochie, bitch.
God damn it.
What?
It's a stupid thing to fucking.
Snoochie Boochie, bitch.
So here's.
I
the-
heard you. I don't want you to repeat. I want you to explain yourself.
This scene over here. These guys are so fucking in love with themselves, just like the fan base is. Just make a reference to an old movie. It's funny. For one, how many damn F-bombs can you throw at the beginning of this fucking thing when that guy's like, get out the fucking thing! I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker, to fucking fuck! Hey, motherfucker! I'm
Sounds
gonna
like
pull my
our sounds
pants
like
down."
our usual conversations.
No.
Yeah, you're not
That's
wrong,
Alan.
honestly.
Alan cusses way more than me.
Go to hell. You're gonna cuss way more by the end of the fucking trailer. than
There
I
you
will.
go. You couldn't even finish your sentence without saying fuck.
I guarantee you can't finish this trailer.
I did already. Now, you know what? Honestly, I'll try to stop cussing for this trailer.
Oh, sure.
Fucking
Well,
thing's a
more
piece
for
of
me.
shit. So- it's annoying. I don't like that they are already starting off referencing Clerks 2, a movie that they know that people actually didn't like all that much. And it's like, dude, this whole thing is just Comic-Con masturbation. Like, every single piece of dialogue had to do with comics, or had to do with Comic-Con, or had to do with a reboot. And I know the movie's called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. But the last one was about doing stupid shit like this, too. It's like, this is just a modernized version of the same fucking thing. Ganja, why do you like? I know you like this. Why? Is there any way you can defend this with me? Because I'm losing my fucking mind over here.
First of all, I'm not going to defend it because it's not for you. I'm not going to try to convince you
Okay,
it's for
what do
you.
you might? Who's
I'm
it
not going
for?
to try to convince you to go see this.
Who's it
Like,
for?
if you think this is going to have a connection to any of the Clerks one, it doesn't. Like, this is literally just Strike Back Part 2, down to, like, they're doing a callback to all the characters that were in the previous film. This is more like a sequel, soft reboot, where the reboot is just done a way to make fun of what's going on with Hollywood, and a callback to the first movie being about a comic book movie, because that's when the trend was really starting to pick up. So for them to just throw that by the wayside is kind of it's kind of dumb on their part to do a sequel and not touch on what's going on with comic book movies, because with the first Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, they were actually talking shit about all the way the hero comic books were being done and the startup of what we're dealing with now with the universes and stuff. It's just, it doesn't seem original to you anymore, Nick, because we've already dealt with a bunch of other comedies that do that. We have Deadpool that does it now. So it looks like it's just copying these type of films when it was actually the originator and the progenitor of these type of parodies of comic book movies, and going in on it, bringing Stan Lee to make fun of them, and just the craziness of getting different type of properties, even though it doesn't really sell just because it was the hero craze at the time, which did happen. And for them not to do anything about reboots, like I said, it would be kind of dumb. But like, this movie is really not for anybody that's not a fan for Jay and Silent Bob. Down to the point that it's not getting a theatrical release. This is going straight to DVD and a few like places that they're gonna do like premiere stuff where you go hang out with them and watch the film. where I think they even have a smoking section. So this is literally 100% for the fans of the stupidness that was Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. This has no connection to any of his series films like Chasing Amy, the Clerks series. This is for people that really like the more outrageous versions of Clerks 2 or like the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So if you are having a problem with that, I get it. And that's why I'm saying this movie's not for you, because it's really for people like me and my girl that we're huge fans of the Jay and Silent Bob series that want a catch up on the characters and want to see how the fact that they age has an effect on their comedy or on them as characters, because that was something Kevin Smith hinted at. And he might not do it. It might just be a flub. I'm more hopeful than I am like 100% gun ho for the trailer, because it might just turn into a fucking tusk at the end of it and I'm just pissed off. But I don't know. I'm really hopeful. It hit all my vibes with Silent Bob, especially the fact that they're doing like more adult stuff, and they even got Ben Affleck back, which was a cool minute of their friendship that fell apart in the early 2000s. I don't know. This, like I said, it's 100% for the fans. Like you said earlier, you compared it to the like Angry Video Game Nerd. It's sort of like that. It's just have more of a bigger budget. And the people that are huge fans of Angry Video Game Nerds, they like those movies. You know, if you're a critic or someone that's more harsh on films, you don't. But people that like that guy and the way he produces his comedy, they're enjoying the fuck out of it, and I think that's what this film is.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to say this as a compliment, and I'm going to say this as an insult. I fucking hate that I know you, like, really, really sat down and, like, studied what to say about this fucking thing. Because usually you sit back and be like, man, this trailer, it's alright, it's some shit. You came out here like a fucking professor. Like, no, don't you even pretend.
I didn't study for no test, teacher. That's for nerds.
No, you motherfucker. I know you're trying to
Well,
pull some
no,
shit.
he did do the same thing during it. He was bringing up some really interesting, good points. So maybe he just knows what he's talking about.
No, Alan, no. God damn
Because he has a good point.
He does.
He actually has a really good point. Something I actually want to jump on. A really good point. But honestly, I honestly don't like this trailer. I just didn't think it was funny because of the reason that Gon just said of we've seen movies do this before. I don't think that this movie is really doing anything different, and that's actually one of my biggest problems when I see some of this stuff. Because I'm the one that was for a while, and I still to a certain degree argue about the comic genre because, like, yes, they're doing a lot of repetitive stuff. But when I do like movies because I can point out, it's like, okay, this is doing something different. This is doing something interesting. Unfortunately, with this, is like, yeah, I've only ever seen Clerks, and I hated Jay and Silent Bob in that. I couldn't stand them. I thought they would just come out of nowhere and they would just crash for no fucking reason. This feels more of that. And then it feels like, yeah, it's just doing a parody. Like this is a 2006 movie that just got greenlit in 2019 for some fucking reason. And I'm not enjoying any of it because, yeah, it just feels very crass. It feels very, reference humor. And it doesn't seem to nail any of the jokes that it's going for.
Jed, do you agree that this is not something that's for somebody like me? And I would assume that you're just like me in a sense of, like, we like Clerks, we like a couple of things with these characters. But what are you feeling about this? And do you feel like Ganja had a point?
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like we talked about it before, but like I didn't see what you guys were really talking about with hating this movie. It seemed like it didn't make me mad or anything like that. It just seemed like Jay and Silent Bob. Like it seemed like the movie, like Jay and Silent Bob like Strike Back. Like it seemed like the exact same movie, and they were going for like the same thing of basically like, oh, this comic book was made about me. Oh, we're gonna try to stop it. Oh, a reboot's being made. That fucking sucked. We're gonna try to stop it, and then having references to basically all these like all their other movies and stuff like that. And it is kind of confusing me a little bit to where it's just like, is this actually a reboot, or are they basically trying to say like they're calling it reboot because they're going to stop a reboot?
Yeah, I think it's the latter of the two.
Because like one thing, Gon just said like, yeah, it doesn't have any like ties to like the original movies, or Clerks 2. But I saw Rosario Dawson in there, and she was in Clerks 2, unless she's playing a completely different
Why
part.
is they connected to? I mean, in terms of like actually trying to be a real serious film.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because these characters, like, for one, Justin Long's in here, and he plays a certain character somewhere. And then the guy who plays My Name is Earl, like, what the fuck is his name?
Earl.
Shut up.
Fuck you, Alan.
But no, like,
And then you look it up, and it actually is just Earl.
That honestly probably would be the case.
But I don't know if he's playing, because fuck, I forgot the guy who plays Ben Affleck's, like, boyfriend.
His name is Jason Lee?
Jason Lee, yep, that's what
Yeah,
I'm talking
his name is Lance, so no Earl this time.
Damn it.
about. Okay, but see, so is Lance going to be in this movie, the character Lance, or is it going to be Justin Lee's other character, or Jason Lee's other character from Mallrats? Because he plays two different characters, but they're in the same universe, which is fucking stupid.
Yes,
And also like the whole thing about stop with the comic book stuff. With Jay and Silent Bob, that's like with Kevin Smith in comic book movies, like that's basically a staple. He named his daughter Harley Quinn, so like he's gonna be in some like
But,
comic book shit.
how
Like
much
everybody
is
would
this
be
fan
mad at
base
that.
versus like there's fandom and then there's obsession. Like, there's like, are you fucking? Is he crazy? Like this
I mean,
is
if you
weird.
want to argue he has an obsession on comic books, yes, he does.
Hey, he's just a fucking nerd. So it's just like him making movies based on like comic stuff and like how hard his fandom goes. Like, I can't really be mad at that because it's like that's always
Like
been
he's
like
notorious for going to like premieres and crying.
yeah, with his big ass.
Yeah. No, one thing that does bother me because they do this a lot, where it's like he wants to be included. I think it is upsetting because he wants to be included in the comic book universe so goddamn much that he keeps referencing himself existing in these. Because they do this in here where they're like, "Oh yeah, actual Kevin Smith." They did that in one of the Teen Titans movies where they go on Kevin Smith's podcast. Like he's doing so much because he wants to be in the comic book world. And it's like I love comic books. I love comic books a lot. I probably like comic books more than everyone in this call. Maybe Gonja's a good second. But like this is crazy.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure if all of us had that power, we'd probably do it too.
No,
I would not. I would never reference my real name in a product.
The only way I will go is if I'm like a secondary character. I don't want to be a main character because that is way too much.
No, and the thing that's crazy too is like you get this guy Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers down here, and I was like hyped to see him. Like, oh shit, I love Brian Quinn. But like he's told a story about how he went there and like the first time he ever talked to Kevin Smith, he was like bitching at him about something, and they reference that here. Cause like as soon as they bring up like Jason Briggs over here at the fucking the podium or whatever, and Silent Bob is in the back and he's talking shit about like their comic and just about what they do in general, I'm like, wow, like on top of everything else, there's almost like the whole Yoko Hosers situation where you just bring your friends on, no matter if they can perform, whether they need to be there or whatever.
Bringing his daughter on because his daughter's straight up in this movie again.
Oh yeah. She's I think she's supposed to be Jay's. She's the blonde in the chair. I can't know what the fuck.
Silent Bob's daughter, I believe.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going for. Yeah, which is fucking weird as shit, but okay.
No, but like, that's another thing too that's crazy about it as well is like you're doing that again. People told him don't do that. They literally Yoko Hosers got so many bad reviews. People didn't something really controversial happen with Kevin Smith and a fan like during one of the screens that they were like, man, fuck you, motherfucker, like then just like freaked the fuck out, and like he does it again. Like, dude, stop being disrespectful just to be a fucking asshole. And then, like, another thing, too, in the repeats, in the reboots or whatever. Look, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with, like, sometimes I gotta do callbacks, whatever the fuck. But within this trailer, there's a part where, like, they do this cum joke. That's the dumbest shit ever. I'm trying to show it. I'm trying to find it in this fucking trailer. Here it is. Yeah, it's this dude. And Silent Bob wipes his fucking face. And you're thinking, okay, well, that's stupid, but it is what it is. You know, people react like that sometimes, blah, blah, blah. But then, literally 10 seconds later, to do it again with Method Man and Redman doing the same cum joke, which is like ridiculous.
I saw that scene. I was like, wait, that's not Method Man and Redman. I'm just seeing things. I'm like, oh no. Guys,
I can tell Redman's voice. Method Man sometimes I can't tell, but Redman, I know Redman when I see Redman.
Yeah.
like he's one of my favorite guys to listen to. He's funny as fuck. But you know, Silent Bob does the same like, oh, on my face joke, and I'm like, okay. I know it's not a big thing. I know people are like, dude, come on, you're looking way too into this. But it's like, it's been 10 seconds. This trailer is supposed to sell me, to make me want to buy it or see it or, share it with my friends. And you repeated a stupid fucking joke within 10 seconds? This movie is empty. That's a sign that whoever cut this trailer could not find a better fucking joke for this trailer. That's a horrible
I mean,
sign.
they're just saying the best jokes for the movie. It could be either one.
Shit. Fuck. Shit, fuck. I'm so upset because I used to love Kevin Smith, man. He's one of my favorite movie directors just because I feel so connected. Like, I feel like, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And it's like, I don't know, it just feels so like family's making the fucking movie. But when you watch something like this, it's like, fuck you, man. Like, you are so fucking disrespectful to your fan base. Like, what the fuck is this? Especially after Tusk and
is he, though? Because, like, he is coming out with Jay and Silent Bob, and that's something that people wanted for a long time. People love Jay and Silent Bob, and the fact that he's doing it, doesn't that mean, like, he actually is giving people what they want?
To an extent, but, I don't know. And just like what God just said earlier about, like, okay, well, it's not going to be anywhere near connected with the universe. It's like, this is your chance to bring back Jeff Anderson and the guy who plays Dante. So I have Dante and Randall back. This is your chance to have them come here, and maybe if you don't ever get that Clerks 3, at least, have them come in. Maybe even do a joke like, we're not even supposed to be in this movie, some fucking silly little thing. But they're not.
They might do that.
Well, Rosario Dawson pops in.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson's in there. So, like, and basically in, like, Clerks 2, like, spoilers, she basically is like got pregnant. So I mean, possible.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I really, really wish that this movie just, cause man, when I saw this trailer, like when it popped up on my screen, I'm like, yes, here we go, fuck yeah, Jason and Bob reboot, oh my god. And then like within 10 seconds, I'm like, no, no, no. And then 20 seconds passes, I'm like, no, no, no. And like, man, what a horrible trailer. But at the same time, like I just said, maybe it's just not meant for me. Maybe it's for the stoners. Maybe it's for people who really just like Silent Bob and Jay. But I could have sworn that I was part of that audience. I guess I'm not. But I don't know.
Hey,
Well, I
welcome
mean,
to me and Spider-Man.
Like you really only like what 2 Kevin Smith movies from what I've seen. You only like Clerks 1 and Jay and Silent Bob because you hated Chasing Amy. I don't know how you feel about Clerks 2. I'm pretty sure you would absolutely hate Yoga Hosers. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like Tusk. I'm pretty sure.
I watched.
You watched
Tusk is okay. I watched most of
No,
Tusk.
you actually like Tusk?
I thought it was alright, man. A little bit.
Oh, someone was
Okay, so
saying in
3.
the chat that Kevin Smith financed his own movie because this movie looks expensive. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
shots here. I'm like, oh, this looks expensive. Like, how much did you get for this?
Yeah, I mean, this is not some like another Cinema Snob movie ass shit. Like this is something that someone put a lot of fucking money
Wow,
into. Sorry.
shade.
Sorry.
I don't.
I'm
He ain't
sorry.
watching.
Going was the only good part of that fucking thing, but and even then it's like yikes. But like that people,
Was he, though?
yikes. Yeah, he was. I'll give Going.
Hey, best part of no, I'm not gonna go that.
Is that because like we know him personally? Or it's just
No.
like, yeah, he was the best part in there. Like,
It's Nick. Do you really think he's the type of person to
Nick
butter
don't be
anyone's
around here
asshole?
sucking dick. Believe it or not, he doesn't.
Yeah, no. I think Gowan was okay, and if Gowan's never gonna watch this too, by the way, so he don't give a fuck what I think. But legitimately, I will say.
As he goes to the chat, Goodwin, I heard you talking shit.
Yeah.
Play
no.
Monster, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, and Gertz too, motherfuckers. No, but anyways, moving on from this is where I finally shut my fucking face. But man, Alan, what are you feeling about this crazy ass Westworld trailer, dude? Because me, looking at this, it doesn't seem like this is even the same show. I mean, is this really a season 3 or is this a fucking anthology series?
I mean, season 2, basically, they blew the park up and everything kind of got shut down, and a bunch of hosts escaped. Explaining this is going to require a lot of finessing, and I'm going to do my best to try to explain this. And if Ruthless is in the chat and you can hear me, I am not talking to you. And you are not allowed to talk to me about Westworld until I've seen it and we're doing a recording on your fucking show, because I'm sick of this shit. This is twice in a row, and if you fuck up season 3 for me, I'm gonna find a way to fight you.
No, I don't know what's up with that too. It's like, 'cause this show is not a show that's looked upon as being very like you can't really predict too much of what's going on. And Ruthless is like, it's like he fucking already
2
saw
for
it.
2.
Yeah.
And it's like the first time I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe he just threw a dart on a wall and got lucky. Then he did the exact same thing for the second one, but a lot more in depth. And I'm like, oh, you got it, motherfucker. So it's like, with this one, I don't really hear talk, but like,
That's fucking great.
no, it made me so
Damn.
mad too, because he does his Facebook post and he's like, I'm gonna explain the entire plot of this. We're like episode 3. And I'm like, no, you know what? If any of this happens, I'm not talking to you. Almost all of it fucking happened. And Gaja knows because he asked Ruthless to predict Sabrina, and he just nailed everything.
He was wrong till he was right, and I don't know how the fuck that happened.
But yeah,
yeah.
man.
So when it comes to Westworld, yeah, basically what it is, it's all about Penelope. It's all about Penelope. Basically what it is this is near future 2050 type stuff. And they basically got to the point where they can create robots that are so lifelike to humans, people don't really know. So they created a theme park called Westworld. You go in, it's like, hey, Red Dead Redemption World. You go in, you go to a bar, you can fuck a hooker, you can go shoot. You can just randomly fire a gun in town and shoot a sheriff and no one's going to care. It's like, whatever. It's your theme park. You do whatever the fuck you want. It's expensive as shit, but like, hey, you get to have fun. You get to go on. There's little quests and mini games. It's like, hey, you want to go find a bandit camp? Go ahead. We'll take a guide. It's trying to be this realistic thing. But what happens is over the course of the season is we think that they're just, regular robots programming. But what it is, the programming is so advanced, they're actually becoming sentient. And that becomes a huge fucking problem. That problem stems into season 2, where they're basically the sentient robots are trying to escape, trying to destroy and kill everybody. They eventually solve the problem, but some get out, and that seems what season 3 is going to be. Season 3 seems to be they're basically trying to figure out who caused all this to try to stop them. So it's continuing this weird revenge kind of thing that they're going for. That's what I thought it was about. This trailer is bringing back people that were supposed to be dead, bringing back people that I don't know why they're still around, bringing in new people, and then for some reason ending up in 1940s Germany with Nazi symbols. And that's I had this weird face of like, what am I watching? Look at Penelope, like, what are we watching?
DLC.
And it's like, well, the thing that they did have DLC in the second season because they go to Ninja World. Because you think it's just Westworld, but they mention like, oh, they have an India world and a samurai world, and they literally have a ninja world where it's like people are going in this whole Shogun world. I think they called it, and it was cool as shit. So it's like, are they going to a Nazi world? Which would be weird that they put this much effort into it, but the show's fucking weird as hell. The thing is, it looks interesting, and it looks like they're really focusing on fight scenes because there's at least 3 shots of the start of a choreographed fight scene. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm sold. But this is one of the weirdest trailers because I'm not sure what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they're doing either, man, looking at this. And I thought I had a grasp on, like, some of what the premise was from season 1. Watching something like this, 'cause I didn't see anything from season 2. I was like, you know, I might watch this, so I'm not going to watch anything from season 2. And I see this trailer, and I'm like, well, for one, now I'm so far back, I'm like, I'm not even going to try to watch this, so fuck it. And I watched the trailer twice now, and I'm like, dude, I
don't know what I'm watching.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ganj, I'm going to ask you, man, I know you watched Westworld for a little bit there. Did you bounce out, or did you...
Yeah, after the second episode, I kind of got tired of it. One of my problems with it is this idea of like, oh, if it's AI or not, these people humans. I always get tired of those things. Me personally, I'm never really interested in the advanced human AI becoming sentient, overthrowing their master Matrix bullshit. So after the second episode, I kind of pulled out. The trailer looks cool. I like what's going on with the action scenes that go to Alan's point. But in terms of someone who's already fallen off, I'm very uninterested as possible.
Yeah, shit. And Jed, how about you? I know, didn't you watch it like in a After Hours with all of us once?
Yeah, I was sleeping.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's one of those shows where it's like, no one's gonna, oh man, you got to watch it right now. The first season's a very slow burn. Second season is in that same way. There's probably a bit more going on in the second season. But yeah, it's just one of those shows where it's like, if you like it, you really like it. But if you don't, it's just like, yeah, you know what, whatever. Like, there's other shows on HBO that you'll probably end up watching.
As daunting of a task it is to even get a chance to, you know, look at Westworld, I think it's just as daunting as trying to get into Watchmen, this TV series that's going to be on HBO. For me, man, this doesn't look like the movie, which is actually a good thing because I fucking hate the movie.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking movie is god awful. Anyone that thinks Watchmen's a good movie didn't watch Watchmen.
Yeah. Didn't watch, man. But
like, clearly it's oh fuck. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah. He's like, oh fuck, I agree with the punch. Shit. Oh, God damn.
No, I'm about to go on a rant. I don't want to do that. So let's get to the point.
Well, this is all you because I don't know much about this. I know that they're doing a couple of things. Like there's like Octopus Lady, whatever the fuck they're doing this from the comic books, which is one of those things where, you know, at least the movie was kind of straying away from the comic books. This is actually doing more so with it. This is going to be great for the fans, you know, and what a great fucking concept to kind of release or show or reveal at Comic-Con. But for people that are going to be like scrolling through HBO looking for the next Game of Thrones, they're going to come across this and say, dude, what the fuck is this? Can we please get more of the shit that we actually are into? Because
I think people are pissed off at Game of Thrones to a degree right now where I think they want just anything else that's actually somewhat good and has production value.
But then, with more nerdy shit, though, is that really what they want? I think they've done. I would imagine they would probably want something more adult, like maybe like another House of Cards type show or something like that, right?
Something that I wanted to say last week or Wednesday when, you know, Jed decided to, it's not a real bro type shit. Comics can be serious. Comics can tell stories about the real world, but just in a different fashion. They can tell stories similar to something like House of Cards, even though House of Cards is trying to be a fictionalized world of politics. You can still do that kind of stuff within the comic book, within the superhero genre, and still tell stories. Watchmen is one of those stories that allows you to do that. It's written by, I believe it's written by Alan Moore. Crucify me in the chat if I'm wrong. But it is one of those stories that people put as the pinnacle of comic books because it transcends the medium it's in, and it actually tells a story that the people are like, oh, comic books are just stupid, you know, things that you get in bubblegum wraps. So they're never going to be high art. And they're like, no. Watchmen proves that you can do high art with something like comics. And it's like, yes, it breaks the mold and it shows that a mold can happen like this. So the idea of then doing a television show, which again, much better medium for telling stories, you actually focus more in on it, and it's like, okay, because what was it? Is it after? Okay, it's after the comic. Okay, So it's after the comic, which means they can tell whatever story the fuck they want, and it seems like they're telling stories about the rise of vigilantes or the rise of criminals dressed up as vigilantes. Well, it's kind of unclear exactly what they're talking about.
Well, because even with that too, is like if it's after the comics, that's still an issue because they have to. The comics is the source and the foundation for whatever the direction of the story is going to go. So lots of this is going to be people kind of like, oh, yeah, we already know what happened that led to this particular scene. And it's like, well, that takes away some of the fun, too. Because now
I'm kind of more hyped because of that.
Why so?
Because they can tell whatever they want now.
Yeah, one, they can tell whatever they want. Two, there's a lot of stuff within those book series that they don't explain at the end. It's more left up for the reader or whoever the one who watched the film to decide what happened, how everything just figured out at the end. So this gives you a chance to have a foundation of like a universe that's established and to take full like control of it now. And again, it's so far away from these characters that it's a good decade away from them. So even if some of them do show up, they're going to be old to the point that they're either useless or they're more of a guiding figure for these new characters. But I'm more excited because this is taking on the idea of a modern day situation dealing with the vigilantes. Because with the Watchmen, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the early 1920s all the way to the 50s, they were considered vigilante groups. They were celebrated. They were on milk cartons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then they went through a dark period where people got tired of that. There were certain heroes that went too far with their sense of justice, and they became illegal to the point that the cops actually sought these people out and arrested them. Even if they continued doing superhero stuff outside of like marketing or acting, you got arrested and you put in jail, or people actually hunted you down and killed you, as in the term of the comedian who was a real good hero with guns and professional like hitman who used his skill for the military, and because he knew too much about the military, he got killed later on as they were clearing the house of all these heroes that were, it's basically like if the Justice League happened and the government realized, yo, this is the craziest fucking idea we've ever done. We gotta fucking clean this shit. Like, I don't know why we did this. Clean house. And they just basically do that in the Watchmen. They just kill everybody off unless you took a civilian life. At that point, they leave you alone because you gave it up. Like, you're not even involved anymore and your secrets go with you. But I like this idea that the past is coming to haunt the future because, one, you're seeing the rise of the superhero and villains again. And two, it's taking on a more sense of a cult following with the character Rorschach, which, because Rorschach was one of the heroes that took it too far and was known for his extreme version of vigilante justice, he didn't have superpowers either. He felt like the normal guy superhero. He was basically a really dark-ass Batman. Yeah. And because of that, there's this cult that is following him now. And they're from what I can say in the trailer, they're either taking matters to their own hand or they've developed their own sense of justice where whatever they do for themselves is necessary and whatever they do think is actually good, they got to do because that's who their leader was, that's who their either was. And I think it's actually a callback to the comic books of explaining, like, what if the world had to go through them being told what actually happened. Because there's a moment in the big screen where the guys with the mask, the Rorschach masks, take over the, like, Times Square and stuff. I think what's going to happen is this is going to tell the story of, like, oh, yeah, you think the ending was clean? Imagine if these guys found out what actually happened. And they released the story with Dying Octopus and all that. And you're going to see this like idea of the heroes coming back, as well as because people don't trust the system anymore, the rise of vigilantes or villains.
Okay, I agree with you 100%. I hope, like, okay, so first I'm going to say I agree with you because, yes, this is one of the situations where I've been saying, again, I will say this forever, that you can tell serious world stories in a comic book universe and not have it be silly and stupid. You can do that. Just because it's comic doesn't mean it's for fucking kids or you can't tell an adult story. I hate that mentality, and it's comics and shows like this that can prove that statement that yes, you can tell a story just like House of Cards, but in a situation where people have superpowers. It is possible, and I hope the show does that. I hope that they don't actually fucking have that situation where everything gets found out and it just makes the world fall apart, because I hate that shit, because that was what happened in Dark Knight Rises. That was the exact same thing that happened there, and I hated it then and I hate it now, where, oh, the world's always going to be shit and everyone's always going to be god-awful. It's like, no. Have a little bit of like, okay, maybe the world will recover, and I hope they go a little bit, I'm not saying it has to be happy-go-lucky by the end of it, but just do something that's a little bit more hopeful than humanity's always terrible and always will be terrible.
No, I definitely agree with that. And Joe, I'm gonna ask you.
I don't know, because Rorschach character's all that edgelord shit.
Oh yeah, but doesn't mean
everyone is a roach, and we all just.
But he doesn't mean he has to be right.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Ganja in that sense too. I mean, you both make your points, but it's like for me too. One thing I want to bring up is like one thing they show in here too is this whole situation is changing how the country is. They even have a different flag within this trailer too, which is kind of like okay, it's kind of weird. But like I almost feel like. And I know, Alan, you're always going to say, hey, man, like, you can take this shit seriously, blah, blah, blah. But when you take something like okay, Dark Knight, Batman, I totally agree with you, and I love how they treat that movie, how serious they take it. But then when Batman is in his bat suit, and this movie is still alive and living and it feels so real, the Batman takes it all the fucking way out of, like, what the fuck is this? Where some, crazy bullshit happening in the alley is going on, and Joker, who's actually a psychopath, is doing some crazy shit, and then Batman's like, hey, so you guys are good people, and I'm gonna make sure to save everybody from here. And it's like, okay, dude, like, I was enjoying a movie, and then you had to turn into a fucking cartoon with your stupid fucking guy. Looks like he's in his fucking pajamas out there with his fucking stupid little bat costume. It's Halloween.
Sorry, I disagree with that, because I disagree with the statement of that. Like the voice, yeah, sure. I've never been a huge fan of the Bale voice, but whatever. But as far as the costume, the first and the second movie spent so much time to actually make this costume instead of it just being some weird rubber bullshit. Where they actually have plate armor, they're actually making this feel like it would be a military battle armor because that's what the original origin for within the universe is that we were trying to make bits and pieces of this work within the military, but we're compiling it into your suit. That's why he has so much access to all this tech.
Why does it have bat ears?
Well, he has bat ears because again, he's trying to make something as weird and as like as soon as you see that now, you're like, what exactly am I looking at? It's supposed to be weird and demonic. That's the entire origin of it, and it's like no,
It's the same reason Kane has fire on his outfit. Meanwhile, he's afraid of fire.
No, because WWE ain't trying to be a fucking real movie. Like, you know.
No, I know it's not. I was just giving you a quick explanation if you were legitimately asking a question.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like the Dark Knight is like I've seen it fucking 15 times and I really have to watch it again because it's been a couple of months. But like that movie, everything fits in there from the way the Joker's dressed because he's supposed to be in this weird purple and green outfit. And you're like, who the fuck wears purple and green? But you see how dirty and run down it is. You're like, oh, this guy probably lives and sleeps in like an alley if he just feels like a random. Like this guy doesn't care about his fucking appearance. That's why he looks so fucking weird. Where Batman is like he is designing the suit to be one completely functional in a battle because that's a functional fucking suit. And also trying to look as weird and non-human as possible. So the ears are extended because he's trying to look non-human. He's trying to look like a vampire. So that when someone sees him in the alley, and you're like, yo, I know vampires aren't real. What the actual fuck am I looking at? Because if you saw someone in a suit like that in a dark alley, you're like, okay, I know that's probably not a weird alien, but you kind of look like a weird alien. And then he beats the shit out of you. Like, that weird alien just beat the shit out of me. I'm bleeding. What the fuck's going on? Like, that's going to terrify you.
I guess you're right. It's just it happens so often. It's like and everyone always has that, excuse. Like Superman with the cape, Spider-Man with his PJ.
Superman with the cape is a completely polar opposite rendition of that, where it's supposed to be a representation of the American flag waving. So he's supposed to be patriotic, like the whole salute as soon as you see Superman's cape waving because it's supposed to be symbolic of the American flag, and that's why he has the big chest because you're supposed to like him. As soon as you see him, you're like, you know what? He seems like a stand-up guy. He's a good boy. Like that's literally what Superman's entire thing is. You look at him and you feel prideful that he's American. That's his entire symbolism.
Well, he won. I'm gonna shut my face.
I'm sorry, like I love this shit.
No, I know you do, man. Like you have love in your eyes right now, dude. Like I can tell. Like
wow, that looks like backed up spunk.
All right, yeah. So, what are you feeling about the Watchmen trailer? Just like, do you feel like it's too dark for you to even get into it? I'm just fucking stupid.
Honestly, I'm the anti-Alan. I'm not fucking shit at all.
Oh, come on. I bet if we had the exact same conversation about anime, you'd be saying the same shit.
Well, all
I
anime is just porn for perverts, honestly.
Yeah, all anime, yeah, exactly. You'd be saying
a lot of anime is like that. Like I can't argue with you.
But you're going to sit there and also defend that there's also anime that tells really interesting stories about the world and life and characters, even though there's a lot of perverted shit in there. Like, are you just going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, all anime is for perverts? Like, no, you're going to defend it.
Yeah. I mean, no.
You're a liar.
Okay, now I'm shocked because I was expecting Jet to attack
people make fun of anime all the time, call me a weeb all the time. Like, I don't care.
See, and that's where we differ because like I can't have someone talk shit about my shit, and then like they're into their lame ass shit. It's like, you know what I mean?
Like, I like Steven Universe, but I can't like sit back and say like, yeah, it doesn't have fucking problems. Like, yeah, you could talk about it. Like, there is criticism that had to go on with this, and just like I can't get into the superhero shit anymore because a lot of it just really doesn't interest me anymore. I'm tired.
And
I'm tired.
The key word is anymore too. That, by the way, because like that's the thing. Like, here's the thing. I wasn't into it, and then I got into it. Like, it was weird. It's like Black Panther, Infinity War, and then to an extent Civil War. They got me into it. And then talking to you guys, honestly, it was like, seeing Alan. You guys see how Alan was right now a minute ago. It's like, yeah, that gets you into it. She's like, God, you care so fucking much. It must be good. You know what I mean? There must be something about it. You literally make me want to watch fucking Arrow. Like, I never want to give a fuck about Green Arrow before, but goddamn, I watch it now. But the thing is like, I keep getting slapped in the face of this shit. And, to Jet's thing, sometimes she'll complain about, like, the darkness of, like, a Batman movie or any of the DC films.
I complain about the darkness of, like, certain animes, too. It gets to the point where it's like, okay, that's enough. I'm fucking bored. Like, if that's all an anime has, like, I will drop out of it fast as fuck. Because it's like, yeah, this is fucking boring. It's not catching my attention. I can barely fucking see. I hate it.
It's like, for me, I'm not even, like, upset with darkness. It's just, for this, something seemed a little more dire than they should be, because it's like, it is another one of these comic book movies. I'm just like, what? But I will give it this: HBO, they're not going to spend a lot of money on any other series right now, putting lots of violence and sex or whatever, or even language in there. Hey, this might be the big badass comic book show, because I know The Boys
it's probably gonna be better than The Boys.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm actually hyped for The Boys. So me and you
I
different.
was disappointed when I heard about that it wasn't the fucking villains from Spider-Man.
Wait, what?
He's
Like the
talking about
meme.
a meme. Ignore him.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, we'll move on.
Please.
God damn. So this last thing that we're going to be talking about, it's going to be something that you care a lot about, and I clicked on the wrong fucking thing, so that's unfortunate. But Snowpiercer, what the? Why? I didn't know this is a big deal.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this quick because I promised Nick I would make this quick because it's gonna just be me and I'm not gonna rant too much. So for everyone in the Twitch chat, set it to 0.25 because I'm gonna rant my fucking ass off. Snowpiercer is a movie that came out a couple years ago. Chris Evans in the role, and I always said this is a Bioshock movie. Ed Harris is the main villain, and what the entire point of the entire thing is that there's a bunch of rich people in the front fucking cart. They have all the food, all everything there, and it's a metaphor for class warfare. It's just the rich have everything, the poor basically just eating whatever garbage that was fucking sent to them. And they're like, you know what? The poor are like, you know what? We had enough. We're gonna fucking plan everything, and we're gonna have a fucking revolution as we go through the fucking train. They plan everything. Everything's meticulous, and it's just interestingly well done. All of the metaphors I'm talking about, a lot of stuff that are visual. They talk about this stuff, but a lot of the stuff in there is through visual metaphor. And once they start doing stuff, the movie just takes off. There's incredible action scenes. It's incredibly well paced. It's literally a linear story because they're literally going through a train. But the set pieces they do, the twists and turns that end up happening. The villain of the story is somebody that is, you almost feel sympathetic to the poor people, but is so apathetic. He's like, you know what? I feel bad for the poor people, but honestly, we fucking need them, and who gives a shit? Let's just kill a bunch of them to prove a point. It's like he's sympathetic where you almost believe to a moment he feels sad for them, but then he'll immediately like, oh yeah, go kill 30 of them just because, you know what? 30 is a good number. Like literally says something along those lines of like, well, you know what? Hey, oh, you're 30 years old? Okay, kill 30 people. It's like, whoa. He just does that without even a second thought because he thinks that's interesting. And all of those metaphors, all those symbolism is told beautifully in this story. It feels like a Bioshock movie. It feels like it's taking a lot of the same elements of Bioshock and putting it into a movie that's honestly under 2 hours. And it's one of my favorite fucking movies with Chris Evans in the lead role. This TV show misses the point entirely by having exact conversations talk about, well, it's class warfare. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Oh, you are losing the fucking point. Jennifer Connelly, someone that I actually love, is just playing the bad businessman. It was like, I'm business and I'm rich and white, which means you're poor because you're a different skin color, which means you're going to be part of the poor people. So fuck you. I'm white. It's like, oh my God, you're missing the point of what made Snowpiercer so fucking interesting is that the villain was almost sympathetic, but then didn't give a shit at the same time. And that balance is incredible. This person clearly doesn't care. The main person, it's like, maybe he's trying his best, but the dialogue they're giving him is so fucking bad. And it's like they're taking almost exact same shots from the fucking movie. So it's like, why are you even doing this? You're not doing anything different. Everything that you're doing that's exactly the same is worse in some fucking cases. And one of the characters, Tilda Swinton, who's basically like you have the poor people, then you have Tilda Swinton who's talking down to the poor people, even though she looks uglier and dirtier, but she's one step above and has a fursuit. She acts better than everybody else. You get somebody that looks way too pretty to have that weird role of like, wait, just because she's rich, she's actually uglier than the poor people, but she's above the poor people. No, we're going to get some beautiful model to completely miss the fucking point. I'm like, what are you guys doing with this shit?
I'm really shocked that you kind of made that short, but goddamn, he said a lot of stuff. Here's the thing, man. I'm surprised that you even brought up the fact that there's a villain that's actually kind of worth anything in a movie like Snowpiercer, because I could have sworn this is a movie that just kind of came and went. You know, it's like I love hearing that though. Well, because like another thing that this reminds me of is a Collateral, where it's like this movie was not trying to build a franchise or a series. It's just like, just one movie coming out. And Vincent, Tom Cruise's character, is like one of the best villains I've ever fucking seen. Like, I mean, he's like in my top 20 best villains. So
he's just doing his job.
Exactly, and it's like, so it's kind of cool. Like, there's even parts too where he might be an accidental hero in like maybe one or two situations, but the whole act of him not giving a fuck is like so interesting because that makes him a villain again. It reminds you, like, no, he doesn't give a fuck. So moving on, and it's like that's so cool. I love that shit and villains and whatnot on TV shows or movies or whatever. So I don't know if this is gonna be another situation like Lethal Weapon and Rush Hour, and because I don't know if you remember that, but like there's an era where all these shows would have these fucking, or all these movies would have all these shows.
Taken, Limitless. I think Bates Motel started it all.
Train Day was gonna be a thing too, by the way.
It was until unfortunately one of the leads died.
Oh yeah, was it Bill Paxton?
Was that Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman? I keep forgetting which one.
Bill Paxton, yeah.
It was a Bill. was a Bill for sure.
Good old Billy. But no, man, it sucks that happened. But it was like, damn, like, why the fuck would you make a show out of Training Day? Like, it's so great the way it is. It's like making a fucking
Yeah,
show
it's called
about
The Shield. Like,
yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, apparently, if TBS is willing to do this shit, and TBS is not like one of those channels that are like winning any kind of wars with anyone, like they're doing what they're doing. So there has to be something within this that they're like, no, listen, this is gonna do fucking good. Recently, Whiskey Cavalier was on TBS, and that got taken out.
Did they get canceled yet?
Yeah, they got canceled actually. With Laura
They
Corrin.
get canceled in the trailer.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was kind of wondering, like, man, why are they doing this? And it's like, even though that was kind of bad, but yeah, it was shot well and everything too. It probably made a little bit of money. They're probably thinking, you know what? Let's take something that does pretty much the same kind of shit and still shot well with good actors or whatever, but at the same time based off of something that people are probably asking for. Like, I'm pretty sure people like you want to see a Snowpiercer too, so here you fucking go. Like, I don't know.
No, we don't, because Snowpiercer was based off a book, and they have a sequel called Snowpiercer 2, and it's awful. Because they changed a lot from the book. Like, the book is one thing. There's one situation where all the changes they made from the book work way better. Like, just different motivations, the dialogue. But apparently there is a Snowpiercer 2 with the stupidest concept. Because, like, the whole point of Snowpiercer is that they're trying to fix global warming, but it worked so well that it actually ended the world and everything's covered in ice.
What?
Good old Tron at it again, y'all.
So the fucking plot of Snowpiercer is that they tried to fix the problems of global warming, but unfortunately just hyper-cooled the planet. And the last of humanity is stuck on a train that was running at the time. And this train was basically designed to build and deal with any weather conditions. It was supposed to be the perfect chance. Like, hey, you can live here. It'll survive anything. There's all sorts of like amenities for like bathroom and housing and all that shit. And then the people that were on it got stuck on there for like, I think it's been like 30 years or something that's been going on.
Oh, what the fuck?
The sequel is and for some fucking reason, apparently there's a second train running somewhere randomly in the world. It's one of those fucking sequels. And there's another one the whole time. Like, oh no, don't ever do a sequel.
This reminds me of Speed 1 versus Speed 2.
Yeah, pretty much, actually.
Yikes.
We're speeding again.
Was that on a boat?
Yeah, it was on a boat. And then the name.
I asked my dad that once. I was like, "Hey, Dad, this was a great movie. We had just got done watching the first Speed. Is there a sequel? Yeah, but it's trash. They're on a boat." That's all I remember from the sequel on how to describe it.
Yeah, Ruth was like, Speed 2, Cruise Control. Man, did we watch
One
that?
of these days we're watching that fucking movie. The after.
we
Didn't you try to get me to watch that shit?
Yeah, don't hit me.
It's you got 3 options: Speed 2, Gun, or Top Gun.
God damn, what a fucking choice of movies.
This is gonna be a great night.
This is gonna be a terrible night. We're gonna get into that night right now. People, rab.it/MTA Rabbit. We're gonna get into there, hang out with you guys, maybe argue with you guys. You guys tell us like how fucking wrong we were with tons of stuff. But yeah, those are the 3 movies that we're gonna be choosing from: Top Gun, and Speed 2, Cruise Control. Yikes!
I've seen the first Speed. That movie is a legit good action movie, but like the second one sounds so dumb. What's the third one? Would have been on a plane?
Probably, or maybe another bus. Holy shit! It could be like the Die Hard situation.
Actually, that would have worked. The plane, then you had the 4th one in space and in the series.
Well, fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, shut up! I don't act like that's never happened.
God damn.
That'd be too stupid for Speed.
But anyways, people, we're gonna be getting the fuck out of here. So with that said, Mr. Ganja Guru, why don't you tell people where to find you and your little podcasting habits that you've been doing?
Well, you can check out the Illuminati podcast from me, Alan, the Great Rufus Wonder. Talk about politics, talk about cultural references, talk about all types of stuff that's going on right now with the DNC. Democrats killing each other, trying to take the head of who's going to run for president and get beat by the Orange Cheeto. But make sure to go check that out. That is on alittlefireburn.com. We are part of that little website. Make sure to go check it out. It's illuminatipodcast.com. I'm also part of a nice little collective called the Metropolis Network, where we talk about video games, we talk about politics, and of course I do my own little history show on there called Service History with Ganja. I talk about history, I talk about cultural stuff, I talk about some weird ass drug history, which I'm working on right now. I'm working on the 420 episode, so make sure to check that out. I'm almost done right now. I'm just working on the 70s, 60s, and 80s. I'm gonna get to the Reagan era. Fuck that bitch. Don't say no. Smoke weed, do drugs, join Communist Party. I'm out.
Oh my God! That's Screen Squad over here with the Alan Shake zine. Man, tell me what you're doing over there.
Okay, so there's a bunch of developments. So obviously Point Blank, we just did a review on it, so we should check it out. Secret Obsessions, another Netflix movie that was complete fucking garbage.
You know, is this like a hazing thing they're doing with you, or just like, Alan, watch something but the bullshit?
Well, it's been 5 months. So there's a very funny story behind this, and we talk about it in more detail. But basically, what it was is somebody's like, "Well, this looks like a fun bad movie. Anyone want to review it?" Silence. I'm like, you know what? I feel bad. Let me review it with him. And oh man, I made sure he had it when we fucking watched that movie. That should probably be coming up soon. We are starting a new thing, so I am allowed to talk about it because there's been at least 2 episodes. It's called Eye on the Prize. This is where me, Justin, and a few other people are going to talk about Emmys, predictions, and also Oscar movie predictions. So one episode is either coming out soon or will be out, and there's going to be a second episode, which should be out soon. So be sure to check Eye on the Prize if you want to hear me have the hottest takes on fucking Emmys and and Oscar stuff.
Oh yeah, and then Jet Jackson, where can they find you? Crazy.
Well, unlike Alan or Gandhi, you can only find me on 2 places. Here or on fucking Facebook now. So, I mean, if you haven't add me already. You can talk to me about how much you hate my opinions. I mean, I'm probably just going to go like, damn, man, you wrote all that? But anyway.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Me waking up as I turn 20 and knowing full well some crackheads are actually going to try and get into Area 51?
You damn right. I support the Area
Oh,
51
Jesus
storming.
Christ. Are you going to go to Area 51, Jet?
I'm thinking about going. Jack, come with me.
No. I got stuff to do. I got work.
I thought I was really expecting her to say, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back to Area 51, a.k.a. home. Like,
that would explain
Who told you?
your diet.
Good. Yeah, no shit. You had the weirdest fucking time. One of these days, I just want to say, like, what did Jet eat? Like, that's our new show, actually. Just like, what
I
did
do that
Jet
every
eat?
time she grabs something.
It's
I'm like,
an animal that you're not usually used to consuming unless you're stuck on an island.
With hot sauce.
Yeah.
no, because that happens. Gemma comes down, like, well, I got my food. I'm like, so what are you eating? She's like, oh, I'm just eating salad. I'm like, what's in it? Like, I'm interrogating her because I know she's gonna have some weird shit at some point.
Well, right now I'm basically drinking some Dr. Thunder and basically
What?
in honor of Thor.
Dr. Thunder.
PhD not included.
What the fuck is Dr. Thunder?
It's a rip-off of Dr. Pepper. It's so bad.
That must be American only because I've never heard of Dr. Thunder.
It's so shitty. And then she says, in honor of Thor. No. It's terrible. In honor of Raiden, Dr. Thunder.
Doctorate not included.
Jesus Christ. People are getting the fuck out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. Ganja.
3, 2, 1, attack!
Dr. Thunder!
Oh, damn, it's flat. Still gonna drink it, though.
No, that's the way it fucking tastes. Yeah, welcome to drinking shitty soda.
I can't even describe the taste of it.
Good
Bad.
lord. Anyways, Alan, want some RC Cola?
Yes.
Do you like that shit?
I liked it in the 90s. I haven't had it in fucking 15 years.
Oh, my God, with the wrong fucking opinion. We were almost out of here.
You, what are you?
Wrong answers on the way out. That's my man.
Jesus. Good God almighty.
Have my back.
God, what is it
flat.
good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Yeah.
Say it again!
Thank y'all for watching, guys. Talk to you on a bit.